I'm Alex Jones, and I'm here to tell you folks, the world has fallen. The fascist globalist overlords, they're implementing the Great Reset. You don't believe me? I've seen the tapes. Watch it, folks. Watch as these pot-bellied Zoomer goblins work with the Illuminati to pit us against each other. I promise I'd be a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
There's only one cure, folks, and that's liberty. And there's no better channel to find freedom than Fabian Liberty. Anarchy is order. Government is civil war.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the front.
Not only do you have a micro penis, which is an important point, but on top of that, you refuse to share your Pokemon cards, and that's not nice.
So first of all, a 2-inch penis is not a micro penis, okay? And for your second point, my Pokemon cards are all mine, and I don't have to share them if I don't want them. I work super hard together, and they're really special to me. So I'll keep them.
You don't understand. You can't continue to play with us if you refuse to share your
Not fair.
I'm Ukrainian, and this is my bridge. I'm Ukrainian, and this is my gas station. I'm Ukrainian, and this is my school.
2 seconds earlier.
Would you let a Jew work out in your gym without paying if he claimed that the membership was promised to him by God 4,000 years ago?
No. Bro, you are fucking...
That's a good question.
Yo, you're fucking funny. No, I mean, everyone pays.
What if he tried bombing you for that?
Bro, I mean, that would be like some crazy crime. Some acted, I don't even know, there, I don't know.
Are you taking a political stance right now?
Just found in my house. That's called a bird grasshopper. I'm gonna eat him.
He's not been transparent. I mean, there may be...
They are making routine announcements about the things they are finding, and they are inviting questions about the things they are finding every single day.
But by definition, he's not being transparent. They're not providing data for the things that they say they have found evidence of. They just aren't.
The White House has provided...
You can make announcements, and you also did admit that he actually...
So you just don't believe it. I mean, they are providing information. You just choose not to believe that it's true.
We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs. Cool. Canada, where healthcare is free, but only if you can afford to wait.
Step 10, states must publish their own map and allow internal challenges to their own map. So the government has published a map. They have invited the states to challenge the map. Then states have submitted initial proposals, and they then have to publish their own map and allow challenges.
Wait, who's challenging it within the state?
Well, organized interest groups, environmental groups, like I don't know who specifically, but literally anybody. This is, right. I want to say something because it's very important I say this. This is the Biden administration's process for its own bill. They wanted this to happen. This is how liberal government works now.
This is something they instituted for this bill.
For their bill. This is a bill passed by Democrats with a regulatory structure written by Democratic administration. Okay.
Right.
Step 11.
Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country.
For our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start. In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done.
free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. Right. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment. Thank you.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
In the shower, on a walk, the Dylan hour. Feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan hour.
Hello and welcome to Wales. We understand being a refugee isn't easy. They're going through so much. Fleeing your country is difficult, but Wales wants to help you feel welcome. The Welsh Refugee Council is here to help you.
Tell me you love me. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. Message one other guy ever again whether we're together or not. Yeah, understand me?
But if you're a man who's stuck with a woman and you don't even get along with each other and it's a show marriage and you have to be together and you argue all the time and you're sexually repressed and you're being promised in secret that you can go to an island and finally be pleasured and satisfied, no one's ever going to find out, that's how you end up on the island. So this whole monogamy garbage that's being pushed by the West, especially amongst our elites, is the reason we have the biggest problem with pedophilia, and they don't have this problem in South America.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice.
I was arguing with them, hey guys, if no one pays taxes, then who's going to stop the fires? Who's going to stop all the violent crime? Dummies. And then the LA fire happened, and the fire department didn't stop the fire because I guess they ran out of budget for water, and the police didn't stop the looting because I guess they didn't want to get near the fire, and so I guess I lost that argument. My bad.
Sorry, I got text right as I was chill idiom? No, we're going with happy idiom. We're gonna try and force my mood to be better. Boys, I can't have spinach, I don't think. I think spinach fucks me up. Woo! The struggle is real. Dude, yeah, spinach is it might just be cross-contamination from where I got it. I'll have to do more tests. I'm a little sick. It's okay, though. I'm not sick like I was. It's actually, I feel good being sick because it's like, oh, no. Like, I'm not going to go back to where I was 4, 5, 6 months ago. Like I'm good. Like, I'm just going to be sick for a day or two. Dude, what is this Beyonce EDM ripoff thing we got going on? Patrick Avard, you suck. And also, this is a 60-second song. Next song. You demand satisfaction? Oh, shit. Why are you paying me money?
Okay.
What is happening? What are we doing, boys? The war bonds have started, except it's not war bonds today. Oh, that's the wrong fucking screen. All right. Why did my screen 2 and screen 3 switch? Fucking, all right. Doesn't YouTube have a bunch of good royalty-free songs? Number 1, no, it does not. Number 2, I pay for Pretzel Rocks. It's supposed to be easier, but Who knows? I might end up switching to something that works better. Anyways, what the hell is this? This is how we're getting the show started. So let's go. Hold on. We're gonna listen to music for a second. But the war bonds for today are simply so I don't have to eat lab meat. Well, we're keeping apropos of the topic today. I don't need this beard balm. Okay, I just lost it. I performed a magic trick on myself. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, this is Found Footage Fest? Okay, guys. Found Footage Fest is some fucking YouTube channel that Mark found randomly. And it is full of nothing but gems of VHS recordings from the 90s of the wildest shit that never became known or something. It's so creepy. Dude, yeah, it was like whoever steals socks out of the dryer, I dropped it and it like went into another dimension. It's in superposition, right? But yeah, no, I'm super excited to come back. There's some things I want to talk about. You know, politics is always crazy, so, you know, we're going to talk about lab-grown meat at some point when we hop on the panel, but, you know, I want to talk about why bigotry is necessary against all British people. I'm sorry for all my British viewers. You will be treated like shit from Americans. I will do everything I can to make sure that they treat you like shit. We'll keep talking about it. I think I'm just going to have like a recurring 20 minutes at some point in the beginning of every show where I'm just like, look at how dumb the entire country of Britain is today. And I'm just going to keep doing that until everyone in my audience is racist or xenophobic or whatever against British people. If you're a British member of my audience, I'm sorry. Maybe this is just me burning another bridge. We have no idea, but I don't want you fuckers fleeing your country and coming over here and voting for the shit that made your country the way it is. And say country of Britain to really make them mad? What you mean, as opposed to England? Oh, no. The Welsh sheepshaggers and the Irish are not allowed at all. Right? We'll let the Brits come over, but, you know, the Brits can come over. The Scots, fuck off too. All right, we have enough Scots. We have enough Irishmen in this country. But when they come over here, we must be racist to them. If they want to come here, they should at least learn the language. You're getting it, boys. You're getting it. All right. This has got to be fucking. I just know it's going to be something crazy. I have no idea what I'm about to witness, though, boys. Let's see.
The bowel. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of my bowel history. Every Sunday, my dad used to go in the bathroom to have his bowel movement. Sometimes I'd hear a little... and I'd go in for my bowel movement.
Hold on, this dude's got a fresh fucking beard and goatee. What is this? What is this lineup? This might be the only man white man in 1992 that knows about the black barber. That is an insane cut.
And I'd go in for my bowel movement. And I would go in and it was like a green cloud, you know, a toxic waste dump in there. I remember sometimes it wouldn't come out. And when it did, it was kind of like, once I pooped in my pants in school and I just left it in all day. And that to me was pooping. I had a young lady come to me. She said a bowel movement came out of him as long as from her fingertips to her elbow, as big around as her forearm. She said that once it was in the toilet, they couldn't flush it down. Her husband had to get a shovel out of the garage and chop it up. I love bowel stories. Want to hear about some worms?
Want to hear about some worms? What the fuck? Everything on this channel is fucking wild. What the fuck? Oh my God. All right. I apologize for not giving that reaction the focus it deserved. I was getting texted by my baby mama. So this is what I come to opening up this stream. You know, look, you know, sometimes somebody pays you money. Okay? If you pay me money and it's not TOS, I'll probably watch it on stream. I mean, like, I might not watch it immediately, like you link me like a fucking movie or some shit. But I mean, that's the rules, man. I'm still, as much as I hate prostitutes, I am your prostitute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm yours. All right? I won't do all of the debased, activities that the lady in the back alley will do for you, but I will basically watch any video for money. Volkswagen introduced a monthly sub to make the car go faster. There's no fucking way. But I have to Google it because I don't know if that's true or not. No fucking way. BBC? This Volkswagen introduces monthly subscription to increase car power. German car making gyros. Those who buy an eligible car in its ID.3 range can choose to pay extra if they want to unlock the full power of the engine inside the vehicle. It was offering customers choice. Okay, listen. I'm going to do a hot take right now. I'm gonna say something wild. So long as it is not illegal to jailbreak your car and make it go faster, I'm actually not that against this. Hear me out, okay? Essentially what they have done is they've installed a governor in your vehicle, right? Which is a system that limits the speed of your vehicle to a speed limit, but instead they've done it, based off of horsepower or whatever. If your insurance company has access to this information and you choose to drive like a grandpa like I do, because you just want to drive normally, you don't want to race your fucking car, you might be able, as an individual, because of features that are offered to you, pay less for the car and then pay less in car insurance because they know that you're not a fucking speed demon. I'm choosing to see the white pill in this black pill, you will own nothing and you will be happy, Mark, scenario of where car companies are now selling us IP subscriptions to our fucking car. Imagine you get stabbed by an Asian migrant, we'll say. An Asian migrant is raping your white 15-year-old daughter, and you intercede between the rapist Asian migrant and your underage white daughter, which is not a hard scenario to imagine for people that live in the United Kingdom, which is a shithole country. And imagine you intercede yourself in between them, and then you get stabbed. And you're like, oh, I got stabbed. And then you like try and hold the blood together and they run off because even though the police won't put them in prison, they may arrest them and make their evening a little less, comfortable, right? And so you're holding your blood and your guts in and you give your keys to your brand new Volkswagen to your daughter and you get in the passenger side and go, make it to the hospital, step on it. And then because you didn't pay the subscription to Volkswagen for the car you own, you're doing one of these, and you're just fucking cruising. It goes from 0 to 60 in 25 seconds as you're bleeding out like, why didn't I pay the corporate overlords for my better trauma response insurance? And you don't make it to the hospital in time, and you bleed out in this Volkswagen, and now your daughter has a bloody memory of her father's death in her very slow Volkswagen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. That is crazy that you have to buy a subscription to make your car work. No, they did not say nothing new because there are subscriptions for heated seats and steering wheels. What the fuck? Cyberpunk sounds like fun. The only thing worse than bleeding out is bleeding out while trying to renew your HP subscription on an automated phone line. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh my God. Hewlett Packard is an evil fucking company. But the way they handle printers is insane. They can shut off your printer that works fine so that you can no longer scan documents if you don't pay for their subscription services. For a printer you already own and you bought before subscription services were necessary for that feature. They'll push an update to brick your shit. Like I'm not like so communist, to say like, oh, right to repair. Like I'm not fully on board with like the right to repair movement because I do think there are things that are horsepower, not Hewlett Packard. Listen to me. I have a special ire in my heart for Hewlett Packard. I misread that. That one's on me, Drew. That one is on me. All right. But nevertheless, I think it's funnier that you're trying to renew your printer in your car so that when you get home, you can print out your father's death certificate because you didn't pay for the subscription to get more horsepower in your vehicle. Okay. I think that's fucking wild, man. That went completely under my radar. Oops, I hit a wrong button. Closed out some God damn it. All right, cut off the music, boys. My bad. It will be back. You liked it better my way? I appreciate that. Closed out the wrong tab. Who's DMing me right now? But anyways, I'm back. I'm happy to be here, boys. I'm a little sick, but it's okay. We're getting through it. What the fuck is PC load letter? But yeah, no, I'm not fully on board with the anti-right to repair. Like, I'm okay with subscription services. I really am. I'm even okay. Like, I don't like it, but I'm not saying it's a violation of the NAP when it isn't. I'm not saying we should have laws against this. I will say that there's a line where something becomes fraudulent. And this gets real fucking close to that line. Is when you purchase a vehicle and then I would say that the promotional materials need to be maybe not regulated by the state, obviously, but I do think you should be able to sue someone for fraud. If you go into a car dealership and they're like, the car has this much horsepower, and then like you don't have access to that horsepower because you didn't pay for an additional subscription service. Like, I do think if you're going to limit features, you have to advertise those features at the price that those features cost, as opposed to advertising an unlocked car at a lower price. How do I feel about Trump basically nationalizing NVIDIA and advanced micro devices? What? I've been seeing stuff about AMD and NVIDIA, but I didn't Google it. Because I was like busy this weekend because I had my kids this weekend. 2 days ago, Trump warned by top Senate Democrats to rethink advanced AI chip sales to China. Senate Democrats urged Trump to walk back NVIDIA AMD deal. Okay, here we go. I missed this. Why am I missing all the shit? This is what happens when you have a Discord of fuckers that just come in and say weird shit and don't tell me that. What? AMD stands for Advanced Micro Devices? Yeah, that's what it... Yeah. It's fucking... You didn't know that? Has everyone just been calling it AMD for so long that we forgot what AMD stands for? All right. Several top numbers are okay, hold on. Let me look at the actual deal. NVIDIA and AMD agree to pay 15% of AI chip sales to China to secure export licenses. What? Chip vendors and stop this. NVIDIA and AMD agree to pay 15 government. Okay, so you're talking about the original like restrictions on AMD and NVIDIA. What do you mean by they've nationalized them? You said they've essentially nationalized them. I knew about the pause. I knew that this was likely coming, which was that they were going to reach some agreement so that China could get access to chips needed for AI. So, like, am I missing something? 420 TV? Like, what are you talking about when you say that he's quote, basically nationalizing NVIDIA and AMD? Is there an article that I'm missing or something? Pay me money and I'll read it. PB&J sucks. Scott, yeah, Hewlett Packard, Bell, and Jelly does suck. Shut up. You're so late. Wait, so, I mean, I see that Democrats and Republicans are upset, or Democrats, it looks like mostly, are upset because we're going to allow companies, because Trump wants to allow companies to sell some things to China. What the fuck is happening here? It's not a tax, it's an export license. It's literally him just seizing 15% of their sales. Allowing someone to pay a 15% fee for the ability to sell critically sensitive technology to our adversary blatantly violates the purpose of export control laws. This is not nationalization, though. This is just like more of the same corporate socialism, just in a more sensitive arena. First step? That's not okay. You can't say he's basically nationalized these companies and then be like, it's a tax. Okay, if that's the case, then all companies in America have been nationalized. I agree that taxation is wrong. There's nothing about this that is nationalization. Formal fee or tax, and whether anyone would challenge the move. I love how the Hill is writing it like it doesn't go far enough because we need to ban China from being able to gain access to businesses in Taiwan. That's literally every company in the world. There is a government that says you can only do business if I say it's okay, and I'm going to regulate what you can and can't do. Honestly, Democrats just hate the idea of people having money. I had an argument with a friend yesterday about whether or not we should just tax the rich for being rich. I mean, that's a tale as old as time, brother. That is you know what I mean? Like that's... Oh, God. Now I'm getting more AMD. I was already getting enough AMD and NVIDIA news updates. And now there's Blackwell GPU, GB200 chips up to 78%. Software, I mean, it's fucking, and every article I get is like from some NVIDIA or AMD stockbroker fanboy or something that owns a bunch of money in the company, and is like, AMD absolutely fucking crushes NVIDIA in every way. And then the next article is like, NVIDIA 700% faster than anything AMD could ever have ever. There's so many bad articles about AMD and NVIDIA. I'm mad I didn't follow it from the political domain there over the weekend. Just got here. Is this just another, but what about China? Yeah, basically, I mean, Trump is reaching a deal with NVIDIA and AMD to allow them to sell to China so long as we make money off of it. It's a fucking export tax. Guys, I just wanted to talk about how we should hate British people, and we're over here fucking dooming about Volkswagen subscriptions, you know? I'm with it. It's okay. Can someone please explain to me what is happening to the left? And I'll be more specific. I've noticed now that there is this happening, which is that the left is now engaged in like physiognomy. Like the right culture has become so ascendant that like the left, and it's probably just like Indian accounts and bot accounts, right? Trying to figure out what's going viral, pushing shit. But I'm seeing a lot of like, here's where Gavin Newsom is. Also, there's a clip of fucking Nick Fuentes, and he's already like slobbing the fucking knob of Gavin Newsom as like better than any other Republican because he's white and he has white children. And Nick Fuentes is like, I don't care if, you know, this person opposes every political idea I've ever expressed ever. He's white with beautiful white children, and JD Vance has an Indian wife. Therefore, I will vote in socialism, and I will vote in someone that wants to destroy our country and hates white people, and from like a governing standpoint, and wants more DEI initiatives and all of the things I'm supposedly against because he's like in shape and white. And like, it's very weird to me. It's very weird to me. It's even weirder that like, that the left is now just like, yeah, Gavin Newsom was hot as a teenager because he was a rich white elitist that went to a wealthy school because his parents are millionaires. Doesn't that make him so much better than the rest of you? And I feel like there's this slow morph of the Democrat Party where they've now just become like 1840s Democrats again. Oh, I say, some of these Trump voters look unseasonably tanned. Ugh, the disgusting cretins. They probably work with their hands outside. We only like people that come from good breeding stock of strong, established, dynastic families. Like, they're turning into fucking like Civil War Democrats. It's very weird. We already know Fuentes likes leftists. Well, he does like sucking their dick. We just thought he preferred them being doughier and shorter and uglier, and that they stream politics but aren't actually politicians. Fucking, all right. Could you sustain that accent for the rest of stream? I'll give you $5 is not enough to sustain this hyperbolic Mississippi drawl on stream, but it is enough for me to continue with this for just a bit of a time when talking about Democrats and democratic policies. But his favorite movie is The Society. No, it's just fucking weird. It's weird because like they're like, look at how pathetic JD Vance is. It's like JD Vance grew up with like a pill addict mom raised by his grandma in like lower and like in poverty. And like, and like, can you imagine this queer in high school? Like Gavin Newsom, like I saw this picture and I was like, oh, so Gavin Newsom has always been an insufferable human being, even when he was a teenager. Like Gavin Newsom in this picture looks like he's the guy that gets his ass kicked at the bar in Good Will Hunting. Have you even read Sheffield's treatise? You know what I mean? Like, it's so creepy. And they're like, yeah, look how based he was. It's like he was a private school kid that's like clearly lied about what poetry he was into to get pussy. Like, this dude looks like such a douche. He doesn't seem like a normal person. The southern accent is just slow British, unacceptable. How dare you, mongrel, describe a Mississippi drawl as just slow British. It is impertinent of you to not know the history of the rhotic R. Rhoticity means that the southern drawl maintained the appropriate pronunciation of R's in such a way that the British were not capable of. You see, the true British accent is only preserved in the antebellum South. The postbellum South begins with the destruction of what was such a beautiful and eloquent language to that of being watered down by... I couldn't come up with an old-timey racist term by Gwinnies that it might be YouTube safe. Like I can't. It broke me. Now I'm slipping into Crosby. I'm not an impressionist, man. It's mongrel. Oh my God. Human being is doing some heavy lifting there. But you are correct. Anything associated with the British, we must now hate. I will prove it to you. Today, and from every day forward, we will hate on British people. I promise that I'll find plenty of reasons throughout the week to consistently hate British people. Here we go. Here's one. They let a man go. They let a man go for whatever reason that looked like an utter goddamn demon for breaking into a woman's home because it was an accident. We can't arrest him because he didn't steal anything, which, by the way, they did arrest him later because he broke into another person's home after going viral on the internet for looking like a goddamn black demon.
Guys are quite unhappy about Hunter Street, but we have no allegation to arrest him for. Okay? I understand that that's not something you want to hear, but unfortunately, there's only so much we can do, and obviously, she's the main person and she doesn't want to press charges.
She does want to press charges. She just said to me. What's the alleged offense?
We hate British over here, boys.
Sorry, could you make some space, please?
We hate British over here, all right? I'm not watching this full video. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I have more reasons for you to hate the British, okay? The British, along with many other places in America as well, are instituting new laws to have curfews at fast food establishments on the youths, okay? And the reason they're having curfews on fast food establishment for the youths is because in inner cities, blacks can't stop causing violence at McDonald's. And because in the UK, Muslim migrants can't stop causing violence at McDonald's. So how do they solve this? Past 5 p.m., there's a curfew where they get rid of youths. And this woman tried to buy a chicken sandwich, is underage, wasn't aware of these new rules and laws. And when they tried, after she paid for the sandwich, they took her order. She was waiting for the sandwich. And then they started arguing with her and wouldn't give her her food that she paid for. And she's like, fuck you, I'm not leaving. So this is the British's response to try and crack down on, I guess crime or some shit.
No, you want to arrest?
They did give her food, obviously. We now have to arrest young British girls for being at McDonald's past curfew. I'm just saying, boys, like, what the fuck? Fuck this country. Fuck everybody that comes from Britain. And I say that with my entire chest, my whole chest, all of my chest. Okay? Fuck this country. Fuck Britain. I got more, boys. I got more. The hits just keep on coming. You got people are protesting by putting up Union Jacks. There are other people that are going down and ripping down Union Jacks. And the left are coming out saying things like this. Going around raising flags in what's apparently called Operation Raise the Colors. This is how the British are protesting right now, is that they're just trying to put up their own flag for their country. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What can I possibly do to fight back? I'm gonna put up a flag. And so what are we doing? Going around raising flags in what's apparently called Operation Raise intentionally. How dare you? In front of Turkish barbers and Chinese takeaway, where they probably got a fresh trim and a Chinese before heading home. She put thick as fuck. I'm pretty sure she meant sick as fuck. How disgusting are these people? And before you're like, hey, this is just some random nobody, right? Like this is one of those journalists, you know, for the Times and Glamour UK and the Daily Mirror. Yeah, how fucking disgusting. You put up your country's flag. I did quote tweet this. I said, can I view it? Where's the fucking view engagements button? Where is it? No, goddamn it. Hold on. I'm fucking having a boomer moment right now. I don't want to repost this. I quoted this. Did he get rid of my quote? What happened? Hold on. Yeah, I said the same people that will tell you that you're magically British because you were born on British soil or signed some government documents will be offended that the British flag is near a Chinese restaurant or Turkish barber. I zoomed in too fast. So you admit these people aren't British. I be putting out base tweets like this that get 5 likes. I'm pretty badass, boys. You know? You getting 5 likes on Twitter with these amazing hot takes? A woman is looking at 2 years in jail for making a post on X in the UK. Over 2,000 people have been arrested in the United Kingdom for online hate speech. And overwhelmingly, it's just normal ass comments. Like almost none of these people that have been arrested are being arrested for. Like I saw a video the other day of a police breaking into a man's home to arrest him in the middle of the night while he's trying to have not middle of the night, but at night, trying to have dinner with his family because he posted on X and then they took him and they arrested him and took him to jail and booked him because he said, and I quote, "What's with all these Pakistani flags everywhere?" That's it. For the crime of asking why in a country that isn't Pakistan, there's Pakistani flags everywhere that the government has put up by taking down your own country's flag, you can go to jail. Like the way Texas treats Californians, we have to do the same thing for British people, but worse. Because just like Texans legitimately fear that all of the Californians will move to Austin and then try and turn their state blue, and they moved here because of all of the horrible policies that they voted for, and then they're going to vote for those same policies in Texas. we need to be worried about the same thing because like this can't get better. And we're less socialist and we speak the same language. So you're going to see British immigrants come in here. It's a country of 80 million people, okay? It's not going to surprise me if things really start to pop off in Britain that we end up with 1 or 2 million British people. And we need to make sure that those 1 or 2 million British people don't come here and go, but why don't you have socialized health care? It's crazy that your country doesn't have mandatory paid maternity leave. 80 million, but how many Brits? I don't fucking know. That's a good question. Let's see what else I got. I think I saved some more shit. I've had a hate boner for Britain here lately, boys. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's another one. Here is Turning Point UK. Lads in Birmingham paint roundabouts with the St. George's Cross after the Labour Council tore their flags down. Right? So they're trying to fight back after the government came and tore down their flags because their only form of protest is trying to just say, I love my country. And the government is being like, how fucking dare you, you white piece of shit. You're not allowed to love your country. Get back in the fucking pod. So they're painting, painting St. George crosses. Isn't there mandatory paternity leave in the USA, or is it state by state issue? Yeah, there's no mandatory paternity leave in the USA. There's family leave, or family. There's like FMLA, like family management leave or something, right? And FMLA like causes, is like if you file the right paperwork, like you can get unpaid paternity leave for like 2 weeks. But if you claim that you have like a Family Medical Leave Act, there you go. But if you claim that like you have some mental issue or something, you can just get a fuck ton of government money and you can like leave work for a month or two on FMLA. And then when you come back to work, they have to like hire you in like the same position. They can't be the same job, but they have to guarantee that you have work there of like a similar like lateral position or whatever. And so people use that so they can get money from the state and just get paychecks for like a month or two. But paternal leave is only 2 weeks. And even then it's unpaid maternal leave and you have to fill out a bunch of fucking paperwork.
What's he say?
Okay, now, cool, whatever. This is their form of protest. It's a cheeky form of protest. There's not enough of them for it to matter. But here's the response. NHS nurses, okay, again, I know you're like, okay, this is just whatever. No, this is an account with 126,000 followers. These are the people that were doing TikTok dances, right, during COVID, like about how you all need to stay in your house. This should be read, quote, lads in Birmingham criminally damaging roundabouts, which will be repainted at the cost of the taxpayer. I love the response to this. Right back at you, honey. Just gay pride shit everywhere. You can have gay pride shit everywhere. The state will pay an activist organization, both in America and the UK. Your taxes will go to paint gay shit everywhere because we're trying to turn the fucking world gay or something. And we want your fucking kids to not be able to have children because we're too focused on whatever the fuck it is. What, did I miss something? No, it just came through twice in a row for some reason. Weird. I hate the UK. I hate them. I hate the whole country, okay? I think that's all the British shit I have for today, but I'm just checking. I mean, the EU has the freedom law, which allows them to arrest journalists if it's justified by the public interest. But, the UK left the EU, sort of. Kinda. Yeah, it's probably 60-40 now. Post Boris wave end. No, I'm seriously like we must be xenophobic as fuck to all British. I do have a question about that. I'm curious how you guys feel about this. Because like I don't normally cover like Hassan. I don't really give a fuck about Hassan. Right? I'm not a big fan of like the drama shit as well. I'm not a big fan of the clout chasing. But like this one kind of stuck out to me as like Jesus fucking Christ. How is this a thing? What are you linking to me now? Why are you what is this? All right. This is apropos. Before I go on to Hassan, we will listen to this. All right, this is 2 years old. I think I've heard this before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I want to say this is like one of the Crack Amico fucking things on his like when he was competing to like get select whatever that fucking Legion of Skanks competition thing was where they found him. But you know what? But I'm with this. We need to save this. All right, everyone in chat. Make sure you save this video and you send this to British people. I am, for the first time in my life, I am violating YouTube's terms of service intentionally. And I am telling you that we need to go on a harassment campaign against Liquid Zulu. I say this, YouTube, if you're listening, because Liquid Zulu won't mind, and I know that he doesn't actually care, and we're boys, and I'm just telling people that are already in his Discord, because we're cool like that, to just please go onto the Discord and spam this every time you're talking to fucking Liquid Zulu. And just keep hitting him with this video.
Yeah, stupid ass bitch. This shit too easy, goddamn. Corny ass tea sipping bitch.
Corny ass tea sipping bitch.
It's crack. Migo. Hey, 1776. Georgie pulled up with a stick. Like, boy, get the fuck off my dick. Bodies on bodies gon' drop when I walk in. I'm fucking his wife and I'm beating his kid. And I'm killing his mama.
Why are we killing his kid? Jesus Christ.
And fucking his dad. Pull up with the Glock and he going outside. Lit up his whole block, got the red coast mad. You know everybody British, I'm a motherfucking faggot. That's on God, bitch. God. Fucking.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. He found an interesting loophole to say the F slur in that song. I didn't know that was in there, but I guess it's a cigarette in England, so we're good.
England. And the queen can suck my dick, fuck England. Fish and chips, teen crumpet.
Oh, yo, the queen. Now that's how you know this song is dated. We're still talking about the queen.
It's in my penis. What's that? There's a list of what you eat if you from England. So fuck England.
This is so bad compared to some of his shit that he puts out now. His diss tracks that he puts out now are actually pretty good. This is garbage.
Bitch, hey, let me get the record straight. How many times I'ma show I'm the real Crack Amico when you won't even show your face? This is not up for debate. Put me on a Vegas stage, still to show like I'm a thief. You got a mask to conceal everything but them ugly motherfucking teeth. On Twitter acting like he me. Gee, little buddy, the streets ain't safe, come see, little buddy. Thotty with a body and Roberto Cavalli, I'm popping a shotty at every bit of sea, little buddy. Never back down, that's a common.
I don't condone shooting British people, as is implied by this, but we should be xenophobic to all Brits.
Never back down, that's a common anomaly. Ain't nobody faster, man, I'm at the top of velocity. Honestly, I'm astonishing and probably promising dominance on Stewie's mommy till she's hopping and wobbly. Georgie pulled up with a stick.
That's a very like wannabe Eminem flow right there. Like the internal and external rhyme scheme being the same.
Boy, get the fuck on my dick. Bodies on bodies gon' drop when I walk in. I'm fucking his wife and I'm beating his kid. And I'm killing his mama and fucking his daddy. Pull up with the Glock and he going outside. Lit up his whole block.
Did he say he was fucking his dad? Yo.
I got the red coast man. You know everybody British, I'm motherfucking.
Oh, sorry, hold on, sorry. I'm a millennial. I gotta remember that the Gen Z lingo is, ever evolving. Are we still on No Diddy? right? Or are we back to pause? Let me know, Gen Z.
The Glock and he going outside. Lit up his whole block, got the red coast mad. You know everybody British, I'm a motherfucking faggot. That's on guard, bitch. Fuck England. British office wasn't funny. Fuck England. I can't tell if you retarded or from England.
Yeah, British office wasn't funny. Fuck England. It's so funny because it's so petty. It's so like, it's such a bad diss, but it works because it's just so dumb.
Bitch, motherfucker, pussy faggot, bitch ass England.
All right, hold on. It's funny. How does this stay on YouTube? I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I can use pause. No Diddy is more. Yeah, No Diddy is just your version of no homo. All right. Well, I was going to talk about fucking Hassan, but fuck Hassan. I don't care. He said some dumb shit. I want to react to a song that I have not heard. I heard a clip of it, and it was the worst shit I've ever seen. And I couldn't, mostly I just couldn't get away from the image of it. Now, this man has put out good music before, but the right-wing grift has got to have people doing political conscious rap, okay? And so this is part of a longer song. But before I get into the actual song, I'll just show you. I watched like 10 seconds of this, and this is supposed to be a diss track against Gavin Newsom. And it sounds awful, and it looks like Gavin Newsom is topping him. It looks like he's getting fucked by Gavin Newsom in the ass.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. Put on your camo, it's a culture war and load the ammo. They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled.
Yeah, it's that bad. So I want to watch it, okay? Like, because I'm going to be honest with you. There are some songs from Tom MacDonald back in the day that I think are good songs. And I don't get to do music reactions very often because I'm not a fucking reaction channel. But this one's very political, and so we get to talk about it from another domain. And I just had to show you that the gayest fucking way to pose for a diss track is just so fucking funny to me that he made it look like Gavin Newsom is topping him as he's bitching about left-wing politics. And the lyrics that I heard were cringe as fuck. But yeah, let's see what we got here, boys.
The propaganda is on every channel.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch screens so I can like look at chat and shit. Let me do it this way. Oops, wrong fucking thing. I'll stick with metal. Like, just in general, like, you'll just stick with, like, I mean, I like metal, you know what I mean? I like all music. I like hip-hop. I like good hip-hop. I know that's, like, you know, kind of like a matter of taste, but I think you know what I mean. But I got to listen to this because it just sounds so bad. And it sucks because I know that he can make good music. I know that Tom MacDonald's independent, so I know he, like, produces his own music. Like his girlfriend, I think. I don't know if it's still the thing or whatever, but I like whatever sounds good to me. This is exactly why I put Hook by Blues Travelers in the Discord and was like, this is a libertarian IQ test. And if they don't get this, they suck. I barely listen to hip hop, like literally only the mainstream 90s, 2000s artists. I think 2000s hip hop was way overblown. I don't get it. I like hip hop. I think there was a lot of good 90s hip hop. I think late like the 2010s is when hip hop started being good again. Now granted, obviously a lot of mainstream mumble bullshit started coming in around like 2000, you know, like the 2010s or whatever, but no, I think the 2000s sucked for hip hop. I know it's an unpopular opinion, even more so coming from a white guy, but that's just my opinion. It's very commercial. Very it was like the beginning of mumble rap, but like the bars are just not that good. The like the corporate kind of like, I mean, like there's always been good underground hip hop and like battle rap and stuff, but stuff that wasn't, you know, like most of the mainstream hip hop, R&B, well, not R&B, but hip hop and rap was like just very simplistic. It was like they realized that white people were listening to hip hop and rap, so they sold it to white people. And instead of having a lot of double entendres and a lot of like, you know, different flows and different cadences and, you know, like different like syncopated things and complicated rhyme schemes, they went into this like very easy to grapple kind of like club party, strip club esque music in the 2000s. And so most of it just sucks, in my opinion. And then once white people started, like, you know, being into it for more than a few years, they realized that white people wanted conscious rap and bars and, you know, and complicated rhyme schemes and things like that. Like, yeah, I mean, like, there, you know what I mean? Like, and choppers, they wanted choppers again. And so those things started becoming mainstream again.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. Put on your camo, it's a culture war and load the ammo. They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle.
Like, so like right off the bat, there's like a drop with the lyrics. You can do a drop and then have lyrics come in simultaneously. You can do that in songs. I'm not saying that's like a bad song, but it is something like you need to be like, that's something that like a gangster rapper can do. That somebody with like a lot of like rage in their voice can do. You know what I mean? Like speaking of old school music, like DMX could do that, right? Because like, even if they're not that good or whatever your opinion is, if you have like a gruff and aggressive kind of like style and you're known for being aggressive, then you can come in right as the beat drops. If you don't have that, you should probably let the music build. And so like right off the bat, you don't have like any good 808s in this. You have like a high treble kind of beat, and you have like a repeating kind of like, it does have like a gangster-esque kind of like old school California melody that, you know, that horror kind of like almost like a Tech 9 vibe with like that like high-end piano simple rhythm that gives it like a horror vibe. But like he has the elements of like a hard song that comes in and is really aggressive, but he doesn't have the style as a rapper for that. Like that would work with a different rapper. I would say he should let that beat build just with his style. It doesn't come off good. And then on top of that, like the surface level political takes that are bouncing all around, like they want Antifa to run things like it's Seattle. Nobody fucking wants Antifa to run anything, dude. Like nobody except Antifa wants Antifa to run shit. No, they want Antifa to burn down shit and antagonize, right? It's like when the Black Panthers worked alongside Martin Luther King, right? It's like you want the Black Panthers, or, you know, sorry, you know, maybe not Panthers, but like you want other activists that are engaged in violent activity so that the liberal is seen as the peaceful compromise, right? They want a violent element to their politics so that people are in part shamed, scared, or pressured into political change, but they want the same white elites to be running and corporations to run shit. So the devil is a Democrat. The devil doesn't want Antifa to run shit. The devil wants Gavin Newsom to run shit. They just want fucking Antifa to burn shit so that you're more likely to fucking support these people.
It's a culture war and load the ammo. They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbow.
Again, canceled. Stop saying canceled. Like it's just not a cool word anymore. Like nobody talks about getting canceled. Like it's like it's a hard, like it's lost its power. And when you're doing hip hop is all about presentation of power. And so it's not good. Like get rid of that. Like just take that out of your bag. Like don't play that.
Like it's Seattle, and they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbows in the classrooms and 15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes.
This is so cheesy. Oh man, this is worse than I thought it was. Rainbows in the classrooms and and 15 different bathrooms. No, they don't want 15 different bathrooms, right? Like you're forcing political random things to make it fit the rhyme. No, they don't. Nobody has called for like some people have called for gender neutral bathrooms as a compromise with conservatives and TERFs that don't want men or, biological males in women's bathrooms. Nobody's calling for 72 genders of bathrooms. Like, it's like random nonsense that kind of sounds good, but I don't know who this is for.
They want war, they don't want peace. They want fentanyl in our streets. They want borders to be weak. I swear the devil lives in California.
Nobody wants fentanyl in our streets. What are you talking about? It's Chinese and gangs. I mean, I guess you could say they're pushing that in the sense that they want illegals, and they want less border security. That's fair. I won't be that new.
They want fentanyl in our streets. They want borders to be weak. I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring...
Yeah, conservatism with degeneracy has been such a fucking theme of like the last 2 years. One of the things that I saw was like all these viral videos of like sorority girls doing dances, and they're like, look at all these hot white chicks in booty shorts dancing. Ooh, I bet Democrats are mad that all these pretty white girls are back. And it's like, when did conservatives start simping for elite fucking cults that like rich silver spoon socialist white kids join to go be whores? Why, if you're a conservative, why the fuck are you pro lambda kappa or whatever the fuck it is? Like, no, dude, fuck sororities. It's just a group of sluts that get together and call it a sisterhood and then fucking shame and abuse each other and make them go to parties and make them do all these functions and make them pay them a fuck ton of money to be abused in these situations so that they can then be collectively hazed together from all of their own secrets and whoredom and bullshit, so they can then use those connections to try and get positions in corporations away from the free market. Like, what the fuck? Like, no. Sororities are everything wrong with women. Yes, they're the epitome of everything conservatives hate about women, but they're white girls and they're hot. Ha ha. It's fucking crazy. Slopulism, conservatism. That's such a fucking mouthful. Like, I get it, reading it, funny, way too much of a mouthful.
Passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California, should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden, cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that, they say that.
This was a cool pose in some videos.
Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that.
What is this doing in the video? The devil is a Democrat. All right, cool. Just you leaning in front of, like, this was good in the industry. Like that made sense in that video, right? Or whatever it's called. Was it industry plant or whatever? Like, yeah, this made sense here.
They got that deal, got a pen in my hand. Contracts I do me, y'all are canceled. Stealing people's dreams, how can you sleep? It's all
canceled still sounds goofy as fuck, but this is 5 years ago.
rap hoes, throwing cash in Lambo.
Right, like here he's making fun of the fact that rappers rent cars, and that they don't actually own any of this shit. And that, like, the entire industry is a facade of wealth that these people don't have because the music industry steals people's money. This one, he's like, the devil is a Democrat. Check out my fucking Lambo. Like, it makes no fucking sense. It's just, I'm dancing in front of car. Like, it's retarded.
We don't play that. They say that. They love America.
Bro, you have tattoos and are rapping about the devil? Dog, that is one thing. I get conservatives hate tattoos. I'll never fucking get it. It's one of those things I just can't wrap my head around. I have tattoos. I like my tattoos. I might get more tattoos. I don't really care. That's one of those things is like, face tattoos, fucking stupid. But, you know, again, like, what the fuck is demonic about fucking tattoos? It's stupid. How do I appeal to the common person? Proceeds to pose in front of a car as costly as a house. Right. It's like a country singer. Like, oh, fuck. It's the exact opposite of Bo Burnham's pandering. Right.
Girl clothes off like my ears like Mandarin. Fuck your ears, I'm pandering.
I'm not going to go through the whole song because I'll just get copyright striked, but there's a part in it where he's just like talking about his truck and the beer with the logo out. Like, it's just, it's the opposite of that. It's like you're trying to pander to working class right wing dudes and you're like, check out my fucking Lambo. It's like, who is this for?
Love America, we know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat, and we ain't with it, we ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different.
I guess God just built us different. What is this song, dude? Tom McDonald. I haven't listened to Tom McDonald in a while, dude. You have fucking fallen off, my guy. Like this song is just like a slapped together mess of like bad Twitter talking points from 85 IQ people, which, by the way, I understand it's hard to make a rap song that's political and like keep it themed, but this is what happens with like when you try and like a good song, and I know Tom McDonald can do this. A good song would be one narrative and then stick to that narrative. And then it doesn't matter if like the individual bars like aren't quite true, so long as there's some double entendre. By the way, I haven't heard any bar in here. Like, I haven't heard anything that like, maybe I missed it because I'm like just so focused on shitting on it, and that could be a thing. But I haven't heard like one double entendre. I haven't heard like one switch up in flow. I haven't heard like any chopping. I haven't heard anything that it like is technically impressive nor lyrically impressive at all. And on top of that, all of the political talking points are dumb as fuck. Like, if he had just picked a narrative and told a story, like, you know what I mean? Like let's say you're gonna do a Gavin Newsom diss, and so like you like gave a story of Gavin Newsom and how he switches like the devil, and you talked about like his early life and where he comes from, and drop some things that are like deep cuts that you won't necessarily find on his Wikipedia page about like some fucked up shit he his dad did. Like, I mean, he cheated on his first wife with his current wife. Put that in there somehow. You know what I mean? Like, you could, you know what I mean? And like get on about, you know, like tell a story and make that story compelling. And then the individual lines, it doesn't matter if they like match with political philosophy in any meaningful sense. Tats are gateway drugs for looking like a lefty. I mean, yeah, they might make you look like a lefty, but it still doesn't matter. Have I listened to You Know Miles? I don't know who that is.
Get celebrities to do they talking. They get mansions while they cram us all into apartments. Tell us it's cool to stay in school and then make you retarded. If you ain't liberal, then
that is just true, but it just comes off goofy. Like, fuck, tell you to stay in school and then make you retarded. It's like, I agree with that. It just doesn't go hard in a rap song. Like this, like, I think another thing too is that like when you just have all these one-liners, these one-liners better be really like, they need to be doubles, or they need to be like impressive in one way or the other. Because like a throwaway line doesn't it doesn't hit hard because there's no passion or emotion behind it. Another reason why I think the story it should be done in a narrative way as opposed to all these talking points, because it just comes off goofy even when it's correct.
they treat you like you human garbage. If you speak,
it's also degenerate to rap like this. Black rap is bad. Just ask Nick. Well, no offense. I don't know if I should take my hot takes on what is and isn't degenerate from a gay cat boy like fucking Nick Fuentes, who's over here fawning over Gavin Newsom because he's got a gay crush on him. so he can't even fucking understand why that's politically stupid. It's just like, yeah, Nick Fuentes is a fucking joke, but he's he's retarded in the right way for a large portion of Gen Z. I don't give a fuck what Nick Fuentes says. And I certainly don't respect his takes on music when it's all black rap is bad. It's like, yeah, a lot of industry music is garbage. Most music is garbage. Most country is bad. Most rock is bad. Most metal is bad. Most music sucks because it's slop that's put out there to try and like get a hit. Do I think Nick Fuentes is good at debate though? I don't think he's a good debater. I think he's good at gaining control of a conversation. I think he's good at like making people laugh. I think he's good at convincing a room full of retards that he won a debate. I think he's garbage in terms of like logic and like his ability to put forward good arguments. Like, as much as I hate Destiny can like, when it's his time to shine, can like put people in rhetorical traps. That's something that Nick Fuentes just lacks the ability to do. Right? I would say, you know what I mean? Like he's just not that good.
Up then you a target. They want their voice through an amplifier. Violence and our flag on fire. No voter ID required. They want war, they don't want peace. They want defund the police. They want you surrounded by screens.
It's the irony is not lost on me of like, how dare the Democrats want defund the police immediately after you saying that they're the people that want war when the police are just engaged in a war on their own citizenry. Setting that aside, because that's more of a critique from an ANCAP perspective, which isn't very normal. Again, none of these one-liners hit. There's not a single double that I've heard so far. There's not a single bar in this. We're a minute and 13 seconds in, and he's been like, he hit as soon as the beat dropped, right? So it's not like there was like 30, 40 seconds of build up. And there's nothing. Like, it's completely hollow Twitter talking point. Like, this sounds like, you know those music songs where like there's like a crazy video and then AI makes a song out of the comment section on Instagram? And it's like kind of funny because it's a bunch of funny comments. That's what this sounds like. There's just no substance here.
Devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat.
Yeah, this chorus also is just the hook isn't bad. It's just not good.
And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat. That's a fact.
Oh shit, we're getting a switch up, boys. We're with like the fucking beat. Kicks dropped out, you know what I mean? Like, or sorry, the kicks and 808s is all we got with a little bit of background melody. We're gonna get serious now, boys.
That's a fact, that's the truth. Look how bad that it gets when it's blue. The devil is a Democrat.
Look how bad it gets when it's blue. Oh, this is rough.
That's a rap, it ain't news. And the way they treat America is proof. I swear the devil lives in California, $100 bills. He knows everyone in Hollywood and parties in the hills.
What the fuck does $100 bills even mean there? Like, at this point, he's just got filler in his song. In his song of random Twitter one-liners, he also just has random fucking filler? Like, is this God, I hope some random Tom McDonald fanboy hops into chat or like hops into the comments, even though this is like my lowest viewed stream in like 2 months because it wasn't doing well before I put this song on, and this song is so fucking garbage that like 10 people were like, I'm out, I don't want to see this shit. Even though this is my lowest viewed stream and I'm torturing you guys now apparently at this point, I still hope that a Tom McDonald fanboy shows up in the comments or something and tries to fucking find some myopic way to connect fucking $100 bills to like mean something other than just random bullshit fucking filler.
Rap, it ain't news, and the way they treat America is proof.
Actually, now that you mentioned Slope, it's funny because this shit was like subversive and edgy 5 years ago, and he's kept the same formula. But now it's like there's plenty of degenerate conservatives that love hip hop and blast shit. Like this isn't edgy anymore. It just sounds goofy. When he did shit like this, 6 years ago, it kind of sounded edgy. So it broke through. But I haven't heard, like, if you want to be edgy now, you got to, like, be real careful about TOS and talk about Jews and shit. Not saying you should do that, right? But, like you should have a whole song about, how the Democrats and the Republicans are both controlled by Jews. Like, that would feel edgy. You would sit there a little bit uncomfortable with the concepts that he's saying, and then if you dropped a few references that other people had to go Google, you'd be like, oh shit, he's talking some real ish right now. But you're not edgy anymore just by being like, Democrats suck. Like, there's nothing cool happening here. You're not, like, you've been passed over by the cool kids. Trump promised a golden age and basically crashed the stock market numerous times, decreased tourism, and is begging the Fed to cut rates because he wants the economy to inflate even more. Yep.
Swear the devil lives in California, $100 bills. He knows everyone in Hollywood and parties in the hills. Give you.
I remember seeing a lot of conservative media persons on YouTube who fawned over this guy when he was 5 times, when he got his 5 minutes of fame. It's 15, isn't it? 15 minutes of fame? But yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it sucks now. Have I heard Sam Hyde hip hop songs? I know I've heard one before.
California, $100 bills. He knows everyone in Hollywood and parties in the hills. Give you everything you ever wanted, plus a couple mil for your soul, and your vote is a deal. Cause the devil is a Democrat.
Give you a couple. We getting paid millions for we're getting paid millions for votes, boys? Brothers, my one vote, fuck my principles. We're getting millions? Because I'm down. Like, who wants to pay me a couple mil to vote for their fucking dumb lefty or righty candidate? Like, for a couple mil, like, I'll do something to heal the damage. I'll pay restitution. Like, what? Who the fuck's getting paid? I understand, presumably, it's millions of your tax dollars, I'm guessing, funneled to NGO. I want to give this guy more credit than he's due, right? That he's talking about, like, using money to bribe, via welfare state or things like that, people into voting for them. But I just, like, after all of this shit before, I can't give him that much credit. I love watching dreads and face tat white guy tell me the Democrats are evil. Lo. Okay, you sound more childish than him right now.
It's a deal. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat.
We love America. We know it ain't that. Like, it's almost like, I'm not going to play the song, right? But I want to show you an example of, like, what is it? Renegade. All right. So the reason I bring the song up for a reason, right? I'm going to read Eminem's verse, and the reason I'm reading Eminem's verse in Renegade is, or his first verse anyways, is that he's on a track with Jay-Z, who's telling an entire story about his gangster lifestyle, right? About, like, going out on the streets, trying to find just slinging crack, during the epidemic and everything. But also talking about how journalists, are shit talking his music, and him saying, you didn't live the life that I lived. You didn't live an experience that speaks to people that this music is for. And so your, like, outside perspective isn't really warranted or wanted here, right? And then Eminem comes in. And so Eminem, again, speaks to his own experience, right? since I'm in a position to talk to these kids and they listen, I ain't no politician, but I'll kick it with them for a minute. Cause see, they call me a menace, and if the shoe fits, I'll wear it. But if it don't, then y'all swallow the truth, grin and bear it. Now, who's the king of these rude, ludicrous lyrics? Who could inherit the title, put the youth in hysterics, using his mic to steer it, sharing his views and his merits? But there's a huge interference. They're saying you shouldn't hear it. Maybe it's hatred I spew, maybe it's food for the spirit, maybe it's the beautiful music I made for you to just cherish. But I'm debated, disputed, heated, and viewed in America as a motherfucking spitting drug addict like you didn't experiment. Now, that's when you start to stare at who's in the mirror and see yourself as a kid again, and you get embarrassed. And I got nothing to do but make you look stupid as parents. You fucking do-gooders, too bad you couldn't do good at marriage. And you do, and do you have any clue what I had to do to get here? I don't think you do, so stay tuned and keep your ears glued to the stereo, because here we go. He's and he does his whole little, like, chicka chicka thing, and then pop into the chorus. Now, why did I bring that up? I brought that up because everything about that screams authenticity to his experience in that moment. And he's not like trying to use the words of the black community and like say it like the blacks do. And I know that's kind of fucked up, but I'm just saying, like, Tom McDonald's a Canadian fucking rapper who didn't grow up in the ghetto and, like, went to college, which is fine. Go to college. It's chill. Right. And like did like amateur pro wrestling at some point, or like amateur wrestling and shit. Right. Trying to make it. So when he's like trying to throw out this, like, but we know it ain't that, it just comes off so inauthentic and goofy because it's like it's not him. And this is kind of part of the, like, I don't mind white rappers. I love white rappers. I love white rappers when they respect the rap and the culture that they're playing a part of, and then they make it their own and speak about their own experiences and opinions. This is just slop that's meant to mimic a style that clearly doesn't speak any truth about what's going on with, like, about his actual experiences. He's just trying to hit key things. You gonna show them that Yellow Wolf song? I don't know what Yellow Wolf song you're talking about, but no, because I don't feel like dealing with the extra fucking copyrights. It's just a pain in the ass.
And we ain't with it, we ain't switching, y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that, they say that. They love America, we know it ain't that.
That part, it just comes off so inauthentic and goofy to me. Like, just be a conscious rapper talking about politics and tell a story about, like, Gavin Newsom or some shit that, like, has lurid details in it. And this would be 10 times better. I don't like the intro. I don't like the production for his voice, but God, is this garbage.
The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it, we ain't switching, y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat.
Okay, so he is still chilling with Nova Rockefeller. She's still doing his videos. I didn't know. I hadn't checked up on him in a while. That is, yeah, that's sad now, man. It's like watching a grandpa being like, I still got it. You know what I mean? But he's like my age. At least the beat is all right at best. Yeah, I mean, like, he does produce. So, I mean, like, the beat is good. It's just like the beat works with like an underground kind of thing. That's a great beat for like a sway freestyle, right? Like sway in the morning freestyle. That would be a great beat because it's consistently punchy. It keeps the same, it keeps the same rhythm. It does have a breakdown that allows somebody to do that. Like, I would love to see that beat on like sway in the morning. I don't want to hear a white rapper that's like not gangster give me one-liners and platitudes about politics with no doubles and no bars to that beat. Like, it's so mixed matched. All right. I don't care if a bunch of viewers left and then came back as it was going away because you didn't want to hear that song. I like doing music video reactions when they deal in politics. I have fun with it, and that makes me feel good. Sometimes things are for me. They're not for you, I guess. I don't know. It's probably a really bad way to run a show, but I was already committed. I was already doing the reaction. I had to finish it, boys. Yeah, I'm more of a classic rock guy. Ugh. Freebird. I know that's Southern rock, whatever. I like to stream and be altruistic. Whoa, hold on.
Used to like the hippity hop once upon a time, but I'm assuming it's not for me anymore. Maybe it never was. No, I mean, I don't know. There's like, I don't know. Like y'all go in the Discord and show me if you found any good hip hop as of late. I've been starved for like good hip hop. I like stoner hip hop too, even though I'm not a stoner. Like I like Ty Verdes, shit like that. It's very millennial of me, I guess. Now you're doing good work. I still pull up Carmageddon from time to time. Appropriation? Did I say the word appropriation? Sure, whatever. I don't care. Wiz Khalifa? No, I'm not. I was never a Wiz Khalifa fan. The only reason I would ever bring up Wiz Khalifa is if I was going to make some type of edit as an ANCAP of black and yellow as a portion of it, just because those are our colors. That'd be like the only reason I'd bring up Wiz Khalifa. Stoner? Yeah, like, hold on. Like fucking, like this. See if I can, this is like Ty Verdes. This is what I was talking about. I got to find the chorus and hopefully it won't get fucked too bad. But like, this is kind of the thing I'm talking about. Oh my God, YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium and it still gives me fucking ads. So I like to just like walk down the street and like listen to like some stoner hip hop. Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Kid Cudi did like a stoner hip hop rap for sure. Like how many car accidents have been caused while listening to Day and Night by Kid Cudi? I don't know what the statistic is, but it has to be in the double digits, right? Like there has to be people that were involved in a hit and run whilst just being like Day and Night, the lonely stoner rooms. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely a thing. I mean, I went to Afro Man. That's fair. Afro Man is stoner. That's not per se my thing. I like Prof. Prof's another white rapper. Is there a difference between hip hop and rap, or are they interchangeable terms? I don't know that I'm qualified to answer that question. I'll say that first. In my opinion, there is a difference between hip hop and rap, but it's like a Venn diagram where there are songs that certainly have elements of both, right? Like a great example of something that is absolutely both is, I was never a big Mac Miller fan, sorry, is Kanye West, right? Like everything Kanye West did could be described as both rap and hip hop, right? Like hip hop is more melodic, and it's less focus on like technical difficulty and chopping. You know, like the verses might be shorter. There's more of a focus on melody, right? Like so, like it's kind of one of those things where you know it when you hear it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like Tech Nine is clearly a rapper. Right? But like Kanye West is kind of doing more hip hop than rap. But yeah, they are, especially in today's era, there's certainly more of an overlap. Maybe Prime will have an answer. What is this? Just ask the black guy, you know? Like that feels weird. Oh, you're talking to the blacks? Ask the blacks. I know you can get away with it, Blight, because you're black too, but it seems weird. It's fucking J. Cole motherfucker over here. This is our music. You get it all the time. God, sometimes I don't ever wish I was black because like I want to be like, or blacker, I guess, because I am part black, but like I don't ever want to be black other than to just win arguments by being black. You know, like I never have a desire to be black because I'm like, ooh, I wish I was a black king or some shit like that. But like sometimes I'll be like, man, this argument would be a lot more fun if I was black. You know what I mean? Like, just like really go hard about slavery or something. You know, like that's about the only time I'm like, man, this would be cool to be black right now. Anybody else feel that way? Like, I don't want a trans girlfriend, okay? But it would be cool to have a trans girlfriend just to win arguments against leftists pushing shit about trans bullshit. Be like, you're just a fucking transphobic person and you hate us all. And I'd be like, babe, come here. Fucking Todd in a dress shows up, you know? Just be like, Like, it would just be, you know? And then they'd be like, you're fetishizing them. I'd be like, yes, I am. I wish I was black and 6'9" so I could statistically have a decent chance of being being on an NBA roster. Well, the average height of like the NBA is like 6'6", 6'7" or something. Number one. Number two, it's a decent dream. I like that dream. If you ever get isekai'd, you know what I mean? Just be like, what powers do you want? I want to be black. I don't want to be 6'9". But yeah, no. I don't. As someone that is 6'5", you don't want to be 6'9". 6'5" is already too tall. Being 6'9" is an uncomfortable life. I forgot to cut it on. It reset to top chat instead of live chat. Well, wait, I don't want to be 6'10". No, dude, you want to be like 6'3", 6'2" is the sweet spot. Right, you don't want to be 6 foot because like then girls will call you short for whatever reason and then try and lie and say you're 5'11" or 5'10". Every time you say you're 6 feet, people will be like, "Oh, let's get out the measuring tape and see if you're really 6 feet." You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so like 6'2" is like the 6'2" is the sweet spot. But as a 6'5" person, I don't like things on the bottom shelf. I hit my head on a lot of things. I stick out in crowds. Like, if you think airports and airplanes and certain seats and things are uncomfortable, try being my fucking height. Like, yeah, dude, I drive a Toyota Corolla. And I drive a Toyota Corolla like this. Like, I have a knee that sits up against the dashboard next to my drink right here. Because that's how I drive the car. I'm like, I'm not shitting you. My knee is up against the dashboard every time that I drive. Look at that, man. I've been fucking getting healthier. My profile's getting better. Remember that shit from fucking Tim Pool? I was super swollen, super fat. I'm eating healthier. I'm doing better. The swelling's down. I'm a little sick because apparently spinach is a trigger. But I'm doing a lot better. I don't have a scale, but I could test it. I'm pretty sure I lost some weight. Nah, the sub 6 footers are basically all in the G League now. Yeah, no, you don't want to be 6 foot because it's like you're going to constantly be challenged on whether or not you're actually 6 foot. It's going to get annoying as fuck. But like 6'2", that's the way to go. How about Brussels sprouts? Haven't tried them yet. I did add broccoli into my diet, and broccoli isn't. Would you get a bigger car? Yes, I'd get a bigger car. I'm currently streaming, and so far, I have $5 from you. I don't have money for insensitive question. How much do you lift? I don't lift. I can't fucking do free weights. It's not a good idea. Like I can do cables. Right? But cable machines are just not an accurate representation. Now, if what I want to do is, if I had a little bit more money, I'd go back to having a gym membership. My current apartment complex has a gym but they just have like regular cable machines. They don't have other stuff. But I would like to do like incline bench press on the on that fucking, I forget what it's called, that thing that you can lift while it's still in the machine. I can't remember the fucking name of the machine. where you can do like incline press, or you can do like, like bend over and do back, and you can do a bunch of shit on it. Because then that way I'm less worried about being injured, because I don't have to worry about it going one way or the other and fucking up my joints. But like in terms of just doing like a bench press free weight, like I can't do that. Or like a deadlift or something like that. It's just not, I don't have the body for that. Yeah, like it's like a guided rack thing, but I forget the name of the fucking machine. We know Scott is a renting peasant now. At what point? It's hard to believe you can't do free. No, dude, I have a joint disease. Like Smith machine. Thank you, Smith machine. I have a joint disease. Like if I get weak, or like I'm trying to push out something and I go a little to the side, I can break a wrist, break an elbow, like dislocate an elbow. I've dislocated my shoulder more than once. I have like my hips are fucked up. From my hips are fusing. My right knee has like popped out all the time. My hip pops out all the time. I've dislocated my right ankle a bunch of times. Like it's not a good idea for me to not have something with guides on it, so that if I lose a little bit of strength and get into a weird position, I don't seriously injure myself. Theory. It's more of a hypothesis, but all right. Your lack of exercise weakened your muscles, which, yeah, man, one thing at a time, asshole. All right, like I know that I need to work out more. I know that I need to go harder, but like right now, I'm going through an elimination diet. I've lost weight. I'm much healthier. I fucked up and apparently added spinach. Might have been cross contamination or not. I don't need unsolicited fucking advice from all of you. Like, I'm not retarded. I know you should swim, no impact, great cardio. Swimmers are jacked. First of all, most swimmers aren't jacked, but it is great cardio. Second of all, yeah, I'm not retarded. I went to middle school too. I was in the Army. I know the difference between impact and low impact and high impact workouts, right? Like it's just like I lacked willpower for a while, and I didn't realize how bad my autoimmune disease was. I'm getting that under control, but I'm like good, better, best right now. I'm not trying to push too many things because I want to make sure that I follow what I'm doing. So I'm going through and making sure that I know what what I can and can't eat, and then I have a good control over my diet. And then, yeah, I'm gonna up my game when it comes to working out. I've already lost some weight. Fuck off. y'all all left the stream and just came back to shit on me. Not eating hookers is killing your gains. What's the protein? What are the macros on hooker meat? I'm just curious. You know what I mean? Like, that condition of yours does not sound like fun. My sympathies. It sucks. But it's also my normal. So I never had a normal body. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like I feel you. It does suck, but. Are we still reacting to Hassan? I mean, I can pull the clip back up if you want. We do have time for one little measly reaction. I'm just curious. It's not even like I don't really give a fuck about Hassan. I really don't. Like, I mean, I get that he's big, but he's just such a dumb dummy that like reacting to Hassan's arguments is almost kind of not worth it. I mean, maybe it's worth it for like the clout. If you like title a stream, be like, react to Hassan or something, you'll get more like views because people love to hate on Hassan. But like, I saw this clip and I was like, okay, I kind of, maybe we should talk about this one. Like, this just feels fucking wild. So, and the reason, and I say this less to talk about Hassan, because I don't really care about Hassan. He's a terrorist sympathizing, promotes terrorists, regularly, gives absolutely retarded arguments. He's a nepo baby of a multimillionaire whose brother works for Boeing and whose mom is a giant landlord, pretending to be a socialist because because he's attractive and he can lie to his audience to gain millions. Right? He's a lying, grifting piece of shit. And that's before we even get to the fact that he's a socialist, which makes him doubly a piece of shit. But like, I want to play this video more to talk about how bad Twitch is.
Every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians...
Again, I'm going to play this again. This is an important thing.
Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth.
Okay. So there's two things happening here that I wanted to talk about that Hassan's doing here. And it's again, I don't really give a fuck about Hassan. It's not about Hassan. What's important is Twitch's response is they don't care. After he's been banned like 17 times or some shit. If it was any conservative, they would have been banned once and then they would just be perma-banned, right? But after he's been banned like more than a dozen times, to the point where he just waits to take a vacation when he gets like a 4-day ban, and then he's back on like the third day anyways. He is letting his audience know from his position, one of the largest, streamers in the business, that there's absolutely nothing legally wrong whatsoever, and that it's perfectly legal to kill Ethan Klein's wife. That's what he's saying when he's saying, it doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcaster's wife who participated in these raids. And he's saying your favorite podcaster's wife, even though like that's who he's talking about. By the way, she was in the IDF because everyone in Israel is in the IDF. It's a conscription army. It's evil. I mean, it's one of the many things that makes Israel evil is that they have a conscription-based army, right? That you have to join the IDF in some capacity. So, and she was a secretary. She wasn't fucking... What? She wasn't doing IDF raids. So too does Korea. Well, Korea does it for men only, but yes. So Twitch watched a man say in like in a very unsubtle way, guys, wouldn't it be awesome if one of you killed Ethan Klein's wife? It would be perfectly, you're not going to get in any trouble. It'll be legal. And even if you somehow get in trouble, they'd be breaking the law by stopping you from killing Ethan Klein's wife over here in America. Twitch doesn't have TOS, guys. They just have a set of like rules that are there so that they have plausible deniability when they ban you because they don't like you. As far as I'm concerned, Twitch's terms of service is just a fraudulent contract. And every single person that has ever streamed on Twitch is deserving of money until Amazon goes out of fucking business. Like they don't have... Yeah, it's literally just friend-enemy distinction, and TOS is the excuse they use. And even then, their vague TOS, there's no standard for anybody to know on Twitch whether or not they're violating TOS. YouTube used to be like this, and I have a lot of fucking hate for YouTube these days. This like ID bullshit where you motherfuckers that have brand new accounts and you're trying to use VPNs is like, you know what I mean? Like if you have an old YouTube account, you're fucking fine, and people have blown it out of proportion. But it is still bullshit, and I don't like that YouTube is doing it. I know why they're doing it. They're doing it to capitulate to the EU to try and avoid worse regulation. But that doesn't make them the good guys. But like YouTube's pretty good about enforcing their TOS as their TOS states. Twitch is literally just the Wild West of hope you have the right politics. If you have the right politics, then you're good. If you don't, then eventually if we get reports, then we'll just ban you forever. If you have the right politics, then what we'll do is we'll let all the journalists know that you were banned so they can write a bunch of articles about how it's not good that you were banned. And then that way you can have a 3-day weekend. And when you come back, you'll make even more money. Speaking of money, like, share, and subscribe. Join the Discord. That's where the Go Live notifications go out. There's not a lot of you here tonight. It's a really, really small stream. Maybe all of you are like, I'm done with YouTube because they're asking for your IDs. I don't fucking know, but they're not asking for anybody's IDs that has an old account. But I get it. I get it if you're principled in that regard. But yeah, donate the war bonds so I don't have to eat lab meat, boys. Do channel memberships are only $3.99. You get some cool shit. And by cool shit, I mean just some emotes. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining YouTube Premium to get rid of ads, but it doesn't get rid of ads. I think it's supposed to get rid of ads. Now it just reduces ads. So I can't really pimp out YouTube's bullshit fucking premium service. I use it because I think it probably helps me in the algorithm to a certain degree and keeps me from having like weird load screens all the time because it's less ads. Nevertheless, we're about to hop in this panel here soon. I don't know when we're going to start the topic, but let me hop in here, boys. I appreciate you guys, and let's go back into the wolf's den of a Twitch panel. Again, so fucking stupid. I'm a broke cripple, so broke on multiple levels. That's rough. I don't want anybody. I do want your money, okay? I want all of your money. I don't want your money if you can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like, that would be fucked. You feel me, guys? Like, all right, guys, get a snack, do whatever you got to do. I got to take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. Take a pee, wash my hands, and we'll get in. We'll get in. I don't think we're starting the. Oh shit! Let me put a notice out in the Discord. If you don't meet your goal, will you eat lab meat on stream? No. Why would I financially incentivize you guys to not pay me money and also eat lab meat? Like, that is the most lose-lose scenario I've ever heard of in my entire life. Let me go pee, you fucking animals.
Hello.
All right, boys, I'm back. Sorry, I was taking a piss.
Yep.
Why the fuck did I come back to chat and the first thing I read is, quote, breast milk made of semen, question mark. What the fuck is wrong with what is wrong with you people?
I have no idea.
Bro, I just went to go take a
What
piss.
goes
My
through
chat
people's
went
minds?
wild, man.
That's what happens, man. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
How's my audio?
You sound fine. How's my audio sound?
Pretty good. Loud and clear as usual.
Boom, boom, boom. How was your day, guys?
Pretty good. Can't complain. I guess maybe I should complain depending on where everybody's. Well, we have Texans if Gibbs is here, but we had a heat wave recently that just subsided, so that was nice.
Thank God for global warming, right?
Our region here is not adapted or doesn't have the infrastructure for 100 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures, as in we don't have air conditioning in our hospitals because they were built 100 years ago.
You don't have air conditioning. Whoa. What do you mean you don't have air conditioning in your hospitals? That's something.
Because people that aren't Americans are retarded and don't have AC. Also, he lives in Canada. When would you need AC?
Can I say that when Texans had a foot of snow and 200 people died, they're retarded for not having snow plows?
Yeah,
to a certain extent.
Texans were fucking idiots when it snows. Yeah.
That's the whole point in terms of it's relative, as in.
Don't be. Corey, don't be gay. All right, listen. I was making a joke about the fact that people don't have AC. Don't get weird about it.
I know.
Oh, I think that's crazy for your hospitals not.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't think that's crazy for your hospitals not to have AC. Is this the discussion that?
It's not. Hold on. It's not that. It's really not that crazy, dude. He lives in fucking Canada. Like, how hot does it get in Canada?
What part of Canada do you live in? You live close, like, to Washington, no?
Yeah, essentially near Vermont. Okay, so more or less a temperate climate of Vermont. But
yeah, so it gets hot. It gets AC hot. Yeah, fuck yeah.
No. Well, the heat now is different. As in 20 years ago, you would deal with maybe a week or so of plus. I'm doing the conversion of like whatever greater than 90 degrees Fahrenheit temperature, as opposed to these days like we have a whole month of like greater than 90.
No, Corey. No, Corey.
Well, hold on, wait. I gotta get used
just
to
make
this new
people
setup
learn.
and look, Corey. So just give me like 10 seconds.
You gotta just say Celsius. It's okay.
Yeah,
if they're too stupid, listen. Here's how you do it, guys. All right, you should have learned this shit in kindergarten. Right? 30 is hot. 20 is nice. 10 is cold. 0 is ice. All right, there you go. You've got Celsius figured out now.
Imagine me caring to know what European, how Europeans measure their temperatures.
No.
Anyways,
the rest of the world.
Rest of the fucking world.
Yeah,
it's just the rest of the world. I prefer Fahrenheit.
Europeans.
Fahrenheit is better in my opinion.
The rest of the world is Europeans. If you're not American, you're European. Okay.
Fahrenheit makes
Understood?
more sense.
Got it.
Fahrenheit makes more sense when you're doing day-to-day things, right? Like when you're cooking, when you're describing what's hot in terms of outside and temperature and things like that. It does make more sense. But it's not fucking hard to learn Celsius, right? And like I'm not going to judge the rest of the world because they don't want to use imperial and metric system both, right? Like I get just being like, no, we're sticking to one system. It makes sense to us. Everything's in tens. It works fine. I get it, right? I do think Fahrenheit is better. I prefer Fahrenheit. But if you don't know how to do the Celsius conversion in your head at this time, maybe not the math, but if you don't have the concept of Fahrenheit, that's on you. I'm sorry, Celsius, that's on you.
What was that?
I think I was privileged enough to be born in America. I don't have to care. But anyways, so I'm just saying, like over the past 20 years, you're saying it doesn't get warm enough. Like anything above 75, you should have AC. Oh my God, why is my fucking...
Yeah, well, you work on that. Hey, Scott, what's that? What was that rhyme you just did?
30 is warm, 20 is nice, 10 is cold, 0 is ice.
Interesting. Yeah, I never heard that. But that being said, I did start looking, like trying to.
It's still frozen.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's what you get for making fun of the metric system.
True.
Only look at temperatures through Celsius. And I did that for a few years, but then it got annoying because then other people would ask me things, and so anyway. But anyways,
how annoying! Other people ask you things because you know stuff.
Yeah. I gave up on it because but my problem is that even though I was getting used to it, it was never like a useful bit of information for me, right? Like ever. Rather than I use
it doesn't matter in your day-to-day life as an American, right?
Yeah, I use a 24-hour clock, right? And I always have, ever since I was a kid, using a 24-hour clock. But that's something I can use and implement in my life all the time. But a Celsius for
if you ever fucking DM me and be like, the debate starts at 2000 hours, I'm gonna be like, go fuck yourself. I'm not coming.
I've never done it. I've never done it because I know other people will hate it. And no, but what it does annoy me is that when people pretend like they do a learned helplessness thing, oh, I can't figure this out, right?
So you can't add 12, motherfucker? Really?
I had a friend of mine, right, since high school, right, and he would sometimes he would have my cell phone in his hand. He look at it, I can't figure this out. I was like, all right, well, then he'd ask me the time, right? Is it actually 5? Well, did you subtract 12 from
you
17,
carry the 1?
subtract 12? He says yeah, well then it's 5. He pretended he didn't know, oh, this is just too far above my head. Come on, man, you can't handle this. And which made me want to use it all the more, right, just to annoy him actually. But in any case,
I mean, there is a difference between knowing something intuitively and then doing the conversion in your head, right? It's like when you take a foreign language and then you have your first time where you dream in the language and then you're like, oh shit, this is different, right? I'm thinking in this language as opposed to just being here's a sentence. What does the sentence mean in English? All right, I'm doing this in English now, right?
Well,
so I mean, there's that
rather than.
Well, I think the same thing is probably true with temperature and time that way, right? If someone says 2200 hours, they're probably just, if they're not used to using it, they're oh, minus 12, 10. You know what I mean? They're not actually just thinking of 2200.
Yeah, but no, I never said hey, it's 1700 hours to him, right? I don't say it to anyone, right? You've never heard me say it. And
you've DM'd me a lot of times for a lot of things. You've never done that. I was just messing with you.
Yeah. No. But to my point is what I'm saying is that when interacting with my friend, I never did that. He had all the time. He's looking at the time, right? It's on my cell phone or my clock, on my computer, right? Because it's everywhere. I can set the time. I'll always set the 24 hours, right? So he's just looking at it, right? And he just doesn't want to do the math, at all, right? And so he's going to ask me about it rather than doing the simple thing that he's completely capable of doing.
Well, it's just cognitive laziness. Some people are just like that, unfortunately.
I do though. Here's the thing: if you're not in the military and you're on 2400-hour time, I get the feeling that the only reason that would ever be convenient to you, as opposed to the time the rest of us are on, is that you're a piece of shit that randomly just has no concept of a sleep schedule, and you wake up and you're is it morning or is it night? That's the only reason that would ever be convenient to you. And so I'm judging you when if I go to your house and I see all the clocks on military time, I'm this is a guy that wakes up at 3:00 and doesn't know if it's PM or AM. He has blackout curtains everywhere and he needs the fucking the 2400.
Okay, all right, well,
time. Like no.
I am a piece of shit. I do have a fucked up sleep schedule, which I would
Yeah,
wake up
for
at
sure.
that time.
We're streamers.
And-
we all do, really. Like,
and I would,
except for maybe Corey and Lactoid.
I wish I had blackout curtains because yes, I would operate in that way as well. However, those are all separate from the reasons as to why I decided using 24-hour time. It just happens to line up absolutely perfectly.
But that reason makes me want to use one because I legitimately have woken up at like 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. and not known if it's AM or PM. So now I do want to put that.
Real quick, now is your friend upset about asking what time it is because he has to do the conversion of subtracting 12 hours to understand what time it is, or is it because the math is too difficult because he has to subtract 12 hours and then also do the differential on the clocks for colored people time?
He is black, but he's not as black as Lactoid. He can get to places on time.
They have clocks that have both. You know, I have one in my bedroom. It's got like the normal time. It's got the 24 hours.
That somehow feels more racist than a Nazi salute. To have two clocks, one for the blacks and one's for the rest of us, just feels that's wild.
I'm talking about the 24-hour time. Is what I'm talking about.
All right, fair enough. I thought you meant like two clocks, and it was like this one's for the blacks, and it's 15 minutes ahead.
Nah, it'd be like 3 hours behind.
Okay. So we're waiting on, I think, one other person. Oh, that was Ali. Ali.
Yeah, I have no idea. This shit just keeps freezing for some reason every time I try to use it on StreamYard. But I'm trying to figure it out, so I'll tap
All right, take
in
your
a
time.
minute.
Take your time, friend. We're not going anywhere. I guess we're here. So a few things before we get to the topic at hand. One, Corey, I guess you're in your living room. Is that what's happening here? Is that why we're
Not someone else's living room, but yes, I am in a living room.
Oh, a woman's living room? Is that where you're at?
Obviously, one of my many women's living rooms.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. So we like it. Our friend Corey.
If you can't tell by maybe the snow globes in the back, those are not mine. Those are not the stereotypical.
Oh yeah,
like
sure. Apparently, like we all knew your deep seething hatred of snow globes. Like fucking what? Like oh, you can't tell? There's fucking snow globes around me. I would be fucking caught dead with snow globes on a fucking cabinet somewhere.
Generally speaking, I think there's more women collecting snow globes than men, but I could be mistaken.
It's the most autistic thing I've ever heard, and I'm a libertarian. Like fucking clearly, you did the statistical probability of whether or not I own snow globes, and you would know that it is leaning more in.
Okay, just like who collects guns more? Pretty sure it's mostly men that collect guns.
But hold on. Are snow globes gendered? Do you guys get the sense of that? Like if you visited,
feels more like a grandma thing to me than a like a woman thing per se.
A grandma is a woman, I believe, a type of woman, maybe.
Yeah, like subcategory. I just mean like I don't know like too many 17-year-old girls or 19-year-old girls or 20-year-old girls that like have a snow globe collection.
Let me make it perfect. I would not be in a 17-year-old's living room. I want to make that perfectly clear.
You don't have family? Like what the fuck, dude? Oh, that's right. You're left wing.
Zero
people
family.
Don't fucking breed.
Okay, all right.
And if you do, you just abort them.
You guys think that? You guys. You think that it's a female thing? Does everyone else think that snow globes are necessarily a female thing?
I think more than like
They're
2 or 3.
female-coded.
Yeah, I think more than 2 or 3. Yeah, that's female. Like, I mean, you might like, oh, I'm in Disney World, and they have like a cool battle scene fucking thing or something. I might buy one. I might buy one for my nephew or niece or something. And then, but if you collect 2 or 3 of them,
like if you become a snow globe collector.
Yeah, I think that's female coded. What are you getting out of this guy? Oh look at the snow! The ballerina dances. No, like I mean.
If you're,
we thinking Allah for the fucking camera working down there, buddy.
Whatever one works. Whoever you pray to that works. Elon Musk. Who is it?
The Omnissiah. That's who you need to pray to get your camera to work, right?
Non-fun?
Oh, I feel like if you're a legitimate collector, that's more like autistic male coded. But if you just like have a lot of snow globes because
I
you
can
think
maybe
they're
see
cute,
like
that's more like female
dinosaurs
coded.
or something. But
Okay. All right. Well, I never really
Thinking about it,
that.
my
I mean, I can
autistic
see
son
it
would
in-
lose his
in-
shit
yeah,
for a snow
grandma.
globe. Now that I'm
And
thinking about it, like he would be like, "Fucking let's go."
if I saw like a guy and he had like a bunch of snow globes, I think it would be odd just because you usually don't see a lot of people with a lot of snow globes, right? You just people see someone with a few of them at the very most, right? So I think it'd be odd. I would ask him about it, but it wouldn't like read to me as like feminine or anything like out of place gender wise, I should say. But maybe I could be alone on that one. I'll accept that.
If I
I
add
actually
the
think it'd be weird
context,
if a girl was collecting snow globes.
if I add the context that the snow globes are a reflection of like each travel destination they get a snow globe, does that change the equation?
Yeah, because now they're a whore. I've heard from the internet. That girls that travel are whores. I don't know if I believe it or not, but I'm gonna repeat this talking point.
Oh my god. I think it's a nice thing to collect. But okay, all right, fair enough.
She's collecting something other than snow globes. All right.
Yeah. In Scotland,
He means
I would not make that.
sperm. But anyway, let's.
Why are you explaining the joke? All right, it's not funny anymore.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh sure, I'm the one who ruined that. All right. Do you guys see it broke only a few hours ago that MSN?
Why are you explaining the joke? All right.
MS Now.
MS Now. MySpace for news, opinion, and world. They were struggling with that one.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Pause.
Yep.
MySpace is coming back. Is that what you said?
MySpace.
The MS stands for
for
MySpace.
news, opinion, and world. MS Space Now is what MSNBC is going for. This is, and I'm not sure. Maybe
This is what happens when you hire fucking millennials with college degrees to do your shit, right? Like fucking millennial women are so fucking bad at this. Oh, you have a company logo? I know how to make it better. I'm gonna make it fucking blocky text randomness that's super simplified.
It's weird that women are always your target. It's super weird. Any which way. In case for people who don't know, right? MSNBC.
In case for people who don't know, I hate women. All right, did you get that yet? You picked up on the vibe.
And also, whores are bad at branding, bad marketers as well.
Hold on, there's a Venn diagram of whores and millennial white women. Okay, putting them together. All right. Now I'm not saying they're the one and the same.
You can't be like a good escort about being able to advertise.
Listen, I'm just trying to attract black women. Okay, so I need to shit on white women as much as possible, and then one of them will fall into my lap. That's how this works, Brian.
Oh, all right. You'll have.
I don't think that's
Or maybe, just maybe, I don't take the conversation about MS-now super seriously.
Oh my god. Understood. I'm just trying to explain it for anyone else who might not understand what we're talking about.
Or maybe
for anyone who doesn't know, right? Is that like MSNBC and a bunch of other programs channels from NBC have been spun off. They're going to spin off to a separate channel, and that's going to be called Versant. VERSANT, I believe it's how it's spelled. So they got to get the NBC out because they're not part of NBC Universal anymore. And they haven't been part of Microsoft, which is what the MS stuff were before, for a long time. So I guess they're like, all right, I guess we'll just change it all. But yeah, MySpace now. They were struggling. Yeah, not good. And their logo is also bad too, right? I mean, like I guess Scott mentioned before, but the logo
you mad, but I'm not wrong.
I'm not. Oh God. Hey, could someone check? Corey, can you do me a favor? Check to make sure my sound is working.
It is pretty awful. The new logo is pretty fucking awful. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh wait, real quick. Am I a litlittle bit louder now? I think I.
You sound good to me.
I've turned you down a little bit.
Okay.
Oh my god, but
Woohoo.
this is terrible. I love how like the first image I had.
I was 100% right. I was 100% right on the logo. I was just pulling that out of my fucking ass. Okay, I want to know who designed it. I bet it was a millennial white woman. And then you need to fucking apologize
because I'm just so accurate with my misogyny.
Testing, Corey. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
you hear
it's
me?
definitely. This is crazy. It's
For now?
It's
I
the
think-
first image I see.
I think
is
it's good for
literally
now.
Blocky
Okay, thank you.
letters, like a jar with fucking Rachel Maddow's face next to it.
I called
like her
it
worst
so
forever.
accurately. How dare you talk shit on me?
Okay.
Just take this L and move on to the next time I shit on women. It won't take that long.
Okay.
Listen,
would you say,
Prime's trying to attract women that need defending, and you're trying to attract black women. You guys could be working together in tandem, okay? That's what should be happening.
I'm just looking for my unicorn Jasmine Crockett. Okay.
Oh my god! I was just watching a video of Jasmine Crockett actually just being interviewed.
Yeah, I gotta mute it because I don't want to hear what the fuck that dumb bitch says. But good God, is she?
Oh, you got
beautiful.
it and she's in the yellow dress, the yellow green dress. Is that the one?
I'm not following her to that degree that I'm following her outfits of the day. I'm just saying when I see her,
I'm
like,
saying
oh,
you're saying
shit.
it's on. You're saying I thought you were watching it right now.
Did
No,
see
God, no, I'm not.
Swingers uniform on?
Political gooner.
So a couple things.
Apples
First thing,
everywhere.
I just checked. The person who made the decision for the logo is a millennial white woman.
And I like your swingers
But
uniform.
how,
Yeah, they're
the
the ones
second
with the
thing.
graphic design degrees, guys.
The second thing is, so Gibbs is right. I got this shirt because apparently a family friend was giving away like a bunch of shirts, and I took a bunch of shirts. I didn't know this at the time, but apparently it is the case that pineapples on your shirt means you're down to fuck somebody else's wife.
Swinger, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And let your wife be fucked.
And an upside down pineapple on your front porch.
Well, I don't have a wife,
it's
so
one way.
I'm okay. I'm kind of okay with whatever this would represent. Then, and
Yeah,
until
but
happens,
that might
I
be
don't have
telling other people that you're a bull.
They might want to watch, though. Are you okay with them watching?
to- It would depend.
Do you perform well?
I don't know. I've never tried. I've never had somebody watch me while I.
Would you be okay with it? You don't seem opposed.
If she was sufficiently attractive enough and like he was sufficiently not weird enough, I could give it a shot. Yeah.
There's no fucking way to have someone that
Yo,
wants to
college-
watch you
Alright,
fuck his wife isn't
All
going to
right,
be weird as
lactoid.
fuck.
I mean, like weird. Like I understand it's like a baseline level of weird for sure. Okay, but I'm saying like.
Quick
really,
question: what would be worse?
If he's in the, if he's in the background, like yeah.
What would be worse?
Like,
Hear me, quick question. Quick question: what would be worse? Him sitting in the cuck chair, egging you on, or him making very quiet noises with just a single eyeball from the closet?
Oh yeah. Just like grunting.
I would rather take the second one. That's fucking weird, dude. Yeah, that's I can't do that.
You know, like turtle sex noises. Just one eyeball and the occasional.
No, not anything but that. Yeah, I would rather take the whole like, yeah, go get her. I'd rather take that.
Okay.
Hey, that's something he's used to, you know.
I just like that we're slowly making Dactoid more degenerate. Just by being.
Ever so slowly, we'll get him there. No, I think Lactoid is a degenerate, right? But like in the opposite direction, right? Like it's not that like
that's not what degenerate means.
He's classy.
No. It would be one thing if Lactoid was like purity culture, right? But that's not Lactoid, right? He's not like hard purity culture. Like but he's like anti-sex in like really weird like serial killer ways. That's the thing. That's
like he's down to
culture, right?
He's down to cuck. He's not. He will not be cucked, right? But you know, it's limited. Whatever can like whatever benefits him, he's down for.
It also depends on the kind of marriage
Dentist.
too. Like if I feel like I'm doing something wrong, then I wouldn't do it, right? Like if they've got kids or it's like something like that. But if I really don't like him,
Wait.
Why does it matter if they got kids?
Hold on,
What if they're like-
Yeah, why does it matter exactly?
Now you're gonna
What's
hate
that?
fuck
Good
his
I know
wife?
him.
Like I don't like this guy. I really want to fucking.
Well,
like,
yeah. Well,
now
it's
you're
like
getting more degenerate.
It's not more degenerate, no, because
Yeah, it's more degenerate.
if it's a
Yeah.
good marriage and he's like a good guy, I wouldn't want to like.
It is a good
You would
marriage.
do it
They're
as a
swinging.
up.
They're swinging. It's not that good of a marriage, brother.
No. I'm the opposite
like
of that.
40 years.
No, I think it is a good marriage, right? Like they're open with their desires, right? And they've invited, right, a very handsome Swedish man into their bedroom, right? She picked him out. I was like, I gotta get that guy. I walked into his law offices. I couldn't take my eyes off.
What if
him,
what if she makes you wear like a Swedish outfit? Like she wants you to wear the clogs and like the Lederhosen.
No. Would you speak in Swedish to him?
You're like, you got to come in there and be like, "How are you doing today?" You know, like really stereotypical. You know,
are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready to be stopped by the stop the schnitzel?
That would be awesome. I love that idea. But anyway, still, right? Like, they're letting you into their marriage. They're both there together. They're not sneaking behind each other's backs, right? And actually, hold on. I want to talk about this for a second. Now, I this is not the direction I want to take things. But, like, once again,
Broncos just accidentally wants to talk about cucking. Okay, all right. You know.
Okay. No, what I want to talk about, though, is what you guys think is worse. Because I had this discussion.
Gay son, thought daughter, go.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
You don't know gay son, thought daughter?
I never heard this before. I'm sorry.
Is this a white thing that I was unaware
gay son
of?
or a thought daughter?
It was
I
a
don't know
joke.
what you're talking, guys. I don't know what you're talking.
It's a super known meme. It was just a joke of like.
Wait. He doesn't know what a thought is. You don't know what a thought is.
I know what a thought is, but I don't know what you're asking me. What do you?
Would you prefer having a gay son or a daughter that's a hoe? That's the question.
I'm fine with either one. That's fine. I love all my children.
You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one. I can't.
Lightning
pick
round.
one.
Lightning round. Just pick one. What's your intuition say?
Hold on, and they're very in your face about it. Like it's like
No.
gay, like,
Don't no details. Gay son, thought daughter. Lightning round. Go.
Like same thing. Same thing.
You can only pick one.
Son, I guess.
They're fucking in
Okay.
front of you at Christmas.
I always pick gay son too. To be honest.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm a misogynist, I guess.
That must say something about me now. Any which way, back to it. So I had this discussion. It was on ABE, like last year, I guess. And it came up like about cheating, right? Cheating on your girlfriend. Now I was telling the people there, right, the black people there, that I don't cheat, right?
And they were like, "What? I'm taking your black card."
Well, they didn't quite say that, but close enough. But there was this whole thing
joking,
about
Jesus.
like, well, the conversations we have. I mean, it's crazy. They were saying a friend of mine, Bam, and I wish he was here to defend himself actually, because if he was here, I might even DM him to get him on to talk about this, because he heavily defended the idea of cheating on your girlfriend. Not just like, hey, it's okay, but it's more expected. You might as well do it, right? That it's
what
just
really
like
watches Fresh and Fit.
A normal of a relationship, right? And yeah, like you should cheat on your girlfriend.
You want to know where he's wrong? I'll tell you where he's
delusional.
No, it's not that he's delusional. No, you know where he's wrong? It's only cheating if you get caught. That's the big rule right there. So if you don't get caught, not cheating.
Oh wait, I want to clarify. Like he means like actively cheating, like deception, or just like open relationships?
No, he means a deception for sure.
Okay.
You might as well just be fucking on the side and not say anything, and if you get caught, just own up to it. Really.
Or
It's the Andrew Tate method, you know. Well, this is 2021.
Or just relentlessly gaslight. If you get caught.
Yeah, I'm on the gaslighting train.
I'm on the option of just like be honest, right? And then like most of the time you just.
I mean, if you're cheating, you're not really being honest.
I feel like
I
feel like this is one of those things that's such.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But if you're actively cheating, I feel like this is one of those things that's so absurd to say that like I don't even actually feel the need to debate the topic. I'm just like, nah, I'm not with that. And then people are like, okay, you're not. You're a normal person instead of a crazy person.
Are you though?
Like that's just such an insane take to be like, yes, you absolutely should lie to the people you love, and then go out and risk pregnancy and STDs with strangers.
Yeah, it's like no.
That's retarded.
For Gibbs, I don't see you getting into a relationship and then lying about sleeping with other. Like I don't see you doing.
You wouldn't do that. Even Gibbs would do that.
I'd be like,
Gibbs wouldn't do that. Gibbs wouldn't even do that.
Fuck that bitch.
You'd be open.
Together.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's healthy, but it's healthier than cheating.
I do want to caveat that, like, there are people, I will say, that will cheat, and if it's like if they never get caught, like I know a guy, he's got like his whole life together, whatever. But one time a year, he's like, all right, we're gonna go do a bunch of drugs on the weekend, and we're gonna just like have a bunch of hookers, we're gonna fuck them. And he does it one time a year, and then he goes back and lives 364 days a year as a good husband, right? Like the rest of the time, he's like, I just gotta get it out of the system, and I want to do things that these women that I don't want to do to
Like
my
the
wife.
purge for a marriage.
Yeah, like the purge before. And he's like, she's never caught me, so it's not cheating. And I'm like, well, you have to get caught for it to be cheating.
She knows what's going on.
It's still cheating, but I mean, like, I will say, if you're going to cheat, the probably the least likely to be destructive, though it is destructive, would be a man cheating with a sex worker for multiple reasons. Number one, there's, I think women when they. I just think the dynamic of women cheating is a little bit different than men cheating, because
100%.
men tend to value it for the sex in and of itself, and it's not necessarily an escape from the relationship or a means of like setting up a new relationship to leave or like trying to go out there and explore things. It's like it's exactly as Admiral Gibbs said. It's like I want to go do crazy shit that I don't want to do with my wife. That being said, it's still destructive. It's still unhealthy. It can still lead to a lot of toxic things in your relationship, but it's definitely the least form of it. And then because it's a sex worker or I don't know why I'm saying sex worker. Fuck that term. Whore. Because it's a whore, you're like, there's not like you're gaining any value or that there's any like potentiality of like engaging in a relationship with this person, which, I mean, you can look at studies. Again, I'm not condoning any form of cheating, but you will see that, the predominant fear from women is that a man falls in love with another woman, right? That like her security in her relationship is threatened, right? Whereas a male, and some people theorize, evolutionary psychology is kind of a lot of guesswork, right? But people theorize, it's a kinship theory thing maybe, right? That men are more afraid of their woman being physically fucked by another dude, right? Because maybe it's like a biological thing about the concept of like being cucked literally and raising someone else's child, etc. But in both instances, it's not a healthy behavior to engage in. It's almost certainly going to lead to problems in your relationship, even if you don't get caught.
Women do it though.
I want to say there's one thing I have done that's I've never cheated. But I have done this.
Look what you started, Prime.
It's not morally worse, but it is more likely to be destructive, and that's just true.
I think more likely to be destructive makes it morally worse.
I've done that.
Sure.
It's worked every time. Worked every time.
We'll do that in a second.
I have
non-friends opinion. Let's go.
I wanted to fuck somebody, and I was like, oh, I'm dating somebody. So I just called and broke up with them. And they're like, why? And they're like, I'm gonna go fuck somebody else. And then I hung up on them. And every single time they've gotten back with me later. So it's worked. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's not cheating. It's technically not cheating. All right.
You're not cheating, and you put them in their place.
It's massively immature, but yes.
So
maybe I'm super weird and conservative, but like I do the fucking. Like I do it like the Christians do it, man. I'm like, oh, you want to be in a room alone with me? I'm dating someone. No, thank you. Like I just don't put myself in those positions. I remember when I was in college, and like some girl wanted to come over. She wanted to come over and do like a group project.
Throw themselves at him. And
she was like, yeah, let me come over to your house and do a group project. And I was like, fuck no, not happening. Not in a million years. She was like, why not? And I'm like, nope.
Around me.
Nope, not happening. I'm not going to be in a non-public space with you because I know who I am. Like, not happening.
You know who? Enrico Suave over here fucking get thrown. Start throwing themselves at him.
It's the implication.
No, I mean, I just wouldn't put. I know that I'm not that strong of a fucking man. So I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm alone with someone I'm sexually attracted to. I'm just never going to do it.
I mean, that's
the other half of the equation is they have to want to fuck you too, right?
Hopefully that's the other half of the equation. Maybe
I'm not saying I'm stopping the rape mind. I'm just saying when a girl,
what I'm saying
like I don't put myself in those positions where I'm in the position to cheat.
The implication.
Wait, all I'm saying is let's just say you are like alone with someone, right? Just because you're attracted to them don't mean shit. If they're not attracted to you, you ain't fucking, so like you ain't cheating.
Well, hold on. That's when you make them laugh?
I mean, if you're gonna go try shooting shot,
I'm not saying
you have no self-control, sir.
You guys are pretending like I just said every woman that wants to be alone with me clearly wants this dick. I didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't put myself in a position where like if they came home to me and I'm like fucking alone. So, like, I don't want to be in that
Scott,
position.
I've heard you speak. I'm looking at you. It's kind of like a pretty fair assumption that every woman that's around you wants to. So like,
I appreciate it.
I want to ask if you guys think this is like weird or not.
I have had multiple married women try and get with me.
If it's about lactoid and sex, and
often enough.
weird.
It happens often enough where married women want to cheat with me. Where I'm like, dude, please
once lactoid gets laid, all these opinions are gonna change, right? It's just a little bit of a process.
I have been late. First of all, second of all, the specific scenario was it was college, all right, and I had a group project with a girl, and it was like a normal group project, and I was like, hey, like, when do you want to meet after class to like do this group project? And so, and she was like, sure, let's meet at this time. I'm like, okay. And so we went to like a public like library with other people, and so I came down and like sat down at a table, and then she came and like she had all her books and stuff, and then her boyfriend was there too, and her boyfriend sat down and just awkwardly sat there and just like didn't look at me, didn't acknowledge me, and just sat there.
Did he egg you on?
No, he just sat there like the full like 3 hours that we were doing the group project, and he just sat there, not even on his phone. He just sat there the whole time. And
the problem is you weren't wearing that pineapple shirt.
No, I think
if you'd been wearing that pineapple shirt, you'd have had a much better
He made his
time.
presence aware.
I think that like that.
Hey, I'm
yeah,
here.
but he was like so much smaller than me. Like he couldn't have stopped me if I. Like,
So much smaller. Bro.
He could have stopped me if not.
but regardless, like I think that's like a little bit controlling.
Everyone's bitch, bro.
That's a little bit controlling behavior. That's like messed up.
Well, how do you know the girl didn't ask him to be there? Maybe she was so weirded out by you that she felt like she needed him there.
Lactoid.
You know.
All right, whoa.
She probably heard you.
I can't.
A handsome guy. I think the guy felt.
I can't disprove that, but like I wasn't being weird at all, and like she seemed to like we got along as friends, and I don't know, it just seemed pretty normal. I think it was more the boyfriend just based on his body language, like he was the one like acting like really cold and like standoffish and like was just like sitting there. I don't know. It seemed like he was the weird one, but.
Those men that are possessive.
Not a neutral observer.
That's pretty possessive, I think.
Hey,
those men exist a lot.
Frozen Knight, tell me if my audio is still weird. Let me know.
I was fine here.
I was sounding double to people on stream. But in any case, okay. So multiple things here. So what was that? I missed it because I was dealing with something. Alacta, what was the question you were trying to ask us about that? Like about
because somebody talked before about like Scott, you were saying that like, oh, like girls that want to come like study with you, and you're like, no way, because I know what's gonna happen. I mean, I guess that's one thing. I don't know. I think that's a little bit odd. But what I think is even more odd is like when the boyfriend like insists on coming along to like chaperone a study project for a class in a public place with other people around. It's not like I was like in her bedroom. We were in the middle of a library.
Yeah,
it seems a little bit odd. Yes. Yeah, that's like pretty massive insecurity.
You said just to not fucking straw man me and put words in my mouth. I'm not saying because I know what's gonna happen. All right, but I will say this about me specifically: I'm a flirt, and I don't even mean anything by it. I just do it all the time. I flirt with everyone. I flirt
all
with
the time.
guys. I flirt with girls. I flirt with fucking old ladies. Like if you're the cashier at the grocery store, like I'm probably like being like oh my god, those are such cute earrings, right? And then people are like, oh, is he flirting with me? No, I just like your earrings. I'm just a very extroverted person, and I get misunderstood often as like flirting with people when I'm not actually flirting with them.
I've known you for like 3 fucking. When does the flirting start?
I think you should stop doing it now. I'm online right now, right? Like we're not in person. Number one, and number two, I have like an online persona and a bunch of other things going on. But like I'm just the type of person that will randomly talk to people just because I'm bored and you're there. And I'll say things that are complimentary or like make a little joke or something. And then like before you know it, people mistake my intentions as like I'm flirting with them. And like on top of that, I am but a man. And so I don't want to be mistaken for flirting with you while we're alone somewhere. Like I just don't want to be in that situation. Right?
So people have thought that I've been flirting with them when I'm not as well. That's actually multiple times as well. But like,
somebody dated a super chat just to say that this content is age restricted for non-fun.
That's pretty good.
I'm above 18 to be clear, but
are you above?
He probably wants it to be.
I'm not about. No, I'm 19.
You can't drink. All right. we'll keep Gibbs away from you.
Come to Canada, you can drink. Not that I recommend that, but
that's why you should come to Canada.
So,
poisoning the youth.
Why is it going back to and we do have, again, like the people watching my stream, we have a topic, the lab grown meat thing, but before we get there, okay, right, we're talking about cheating because of course those two things, one would follow the
Very
other.
important.
But
cheating on meat,
yeah, so one, I don't understand, Lactoid, why you think that it's worse when a woman cheats. You're saying it's more destructive.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Relationship. It's not obvious.
Sure. Sure. So so Scott was and I agree with it. Just to be clear, Scott made the point that it's usually more destructive when a woman cheats, and so therefore it's like comparably. And then I made the point that I think it's therefore comparably more morally wrong. There's a couple arguments here. The first one, I mean, really, I think the most important one is that women tend to cheat for different reasons. Like they tend to be more emotionally vested in affairs that they have. It tends to be less about like the physical and more about the emotional. This is generally how women operate. Then the other part is just like a straight analysis.
How does that make it
like,
more destructive, though? What's the connection?
Well, because I think that I think the two possible harms that come with cheating are like emotional attachment with somebody else. They can cause a disruption in like your emotional attachment with your current partner. And then also the potential physical things that can go wrong with sexual activity. So I think that for both of these categories, there's a higher risk when it comes to women. Firstly, because there's a higher risk that the woman's going to get emotionally attached, and also women are not only we're talking about the pregnancy where it's possible that she gets pregnant, but then the other women are more likely to get STDs per sexual act compared to men. Just like a factual statement. So
and other health related issues like UTIs and things like that. But I mean,
well, yeah, but that's just like sex in general is more risky on average.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so she's out like banging other guys. Her risk.
Right.
Like,
this isn't a condemnation of like women as like a spiritual being, right? Like it's just just like what is potentially more harmful to the relationship.
It's a math problem.
From like it's like
so maybe I misconstrued, but at least the message that I got is somehow it like when you're using the word destructive, okay, and why I might misinterpret things of like it's somehow just like more inherently destructive to like something grander as opposed to you just seem to be praying. It's like it's just more there's more health risks associated with a woman.
But if a woman if a woman is more likely to get an STD or get a UTI or something else, right? These are things that fall into the category, as Admiral Gibbs so eloquently said, it's not cheating if you don't get caught, right? So, right. So if a woman gets an STD, you're going to get fucking caught, right? If you've been with a partner for 2 years and, the man is per se loyal and the woman is, loyal and monogamous for 2 years and then an STD gets into the relationship. Well, then all of a sudden we're like, okay, now we know that somebody's been cheating, right?
Yeah. But then let's just let's then limit it because as Lactoid brought up, okay, assuming is true, and that generally I think that is correct in terms of the cheating on the woman's part is more emotional. So let's just say if they're just emotionally cheating, is that more, and it's isolated to just that alone, is that more destructive then?
Probably.
It would depend.
But then
it depends. Like it's a really subjective analysis.
I'm pointing that to specifically to Lactoid. If it's just that, is that more destructive? And if so, how?
So I guess when I was referring to cheating, I was really talking about like some kind of extra relationship or extramarital like sexual.
But you just said, but you brought up cheating as you brought up an emotional component though.
Well,
Corey, he's trying to answer your question. What's Corey so animated? Corey's in a woman's house right now. He's trying to defend women. I get it.
I think there's like an emotional aspect to sex.
And I'm cheating too right now. No.
No, there's an emotional aspect to sex.
He's on ChatGPT writing a paper.
I'm talking about like extramarital or extra relationship, like sexual liaison, as opposed to what some people like refer to as just like emotional cheating. I think that can be like a little bit difficult.
Well, then when
to
men have
describe.
that's emotional cheating too. Like how is there?
Well,
is that-
yeah, yes, but to a lesser extent. I think that guys are more able to like have sex and not have as much of emotional attachment to the person they're having sex with, as compared to women who very often they have an emotional attachment or are more likely to develop an emotional attachment to the person they're having sex with.
I think a better way of putting it is this: is that men are more likely, though obviously this is potential in any cheating situation, right? But men are more likely to be able to compartmentalize the sex as just sex and still be in the relationship. Now, nevertheless, that's still destructive towards the relationship, right? Especially if you're no longer doting on your wife or you back off because you're not having that sexual give and play that, quid pro quo that, people like to blame as evil because it's transactional, but is just a reality, right? Date nights and romantic things to try and, garner that attention that make that partner feel loved, seen, valid, etc. That then in part that connection allows her to be vulnerable, which allows you to have sex. So it can create this, this negative feedback loop where you're getting that elsewhere. And then you end up treating your partner like shit. Like there's a lot of problems with men cheating, even if they compartmentalize it. But what I would say the difference is that what I would say the difference is that a lot of times when women cheat, they're looking for a backup plan or escape from the relationship, right? Like when it's reached the level that women are cheating, they're looking to they've already kind of like begun to break up with you because they're looking for a different man. They're seeing what's out there on the market, what kind of attention can they get, or maybe they're looking for someone that they can move to next, or there's a lot of different ways in which that applies. And so often when women start the process of cheating, it's maybe not in the grand scale, but at the individual level, it's kind of like the inevitable downfall of a relationship that's already over. And whereas like men might go out and men are more likely to go out and cheat just to get something else or something strange or something crazy, keep that a fucking secret, and then just maintain the relationship. That isn't to say women don't do that. They absolutely do. And that isn't to say men don't go off and fall in love with women and then leave. They absolutely do.
It's also more like acceptable though, like from like one way. Like if you go and like women, like they're already kind of like sexual, right, with other women. They flirt. There's more fluidity to their sexuality, even among like super Christian whatever ones. It seems like though, like if like say you go out and you cheat on your wife and it's with a Playboy buddy, and you come back and like, oh, it was obviously just sex. I fucked this. They're gonna be like, they'll be mad, but they'll be like, okay, how mad are they really? Like it's not as bad. I've seen a lot of that.
What's a Playboy bunny?
Like or some like model or some girl that's like way out of their league. They're like, oh yeah, I look like Helga, and this girl looks like she could be fucking fucking from Transformers or something.
I don't know if I'm an insecure man, but if like my partner went out and was like, no, don't be mad, he's just a D1 athlete or something, I'd be like, no, that's worse.
Well,
that would be a problem for me. I mean, yeah, it's like maybe I'm insecure. I don't fucking know. I'd be out.
Gibbs is happy as long as you fuck up. Yeah,
you gotta fuck up, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Corey.
So then, Lactoid, I want to clarify further. So, in the absence of sex, does emotional cheating exist for you? That is just like that's all just one and the same as a package deal. Like if a woman,
tough. I mean, what is that?
If a woman is going on, let's say every week romantic candlelight dinners with her coworker, is that emotional cheating to you, or they have to have?
How do you feel about a work husband?
So then,
How do you feel about
that
a work
woman is
husband?
just lying about the fact that they're fucking. That's all that is.
It doesn't even have to be
Before you add your thing, let's get this question, Corey.
So, if they're just engaging in that, is that emotional cheating? And if so, how is that more destructive? If they're not having sex.
I mean that one, if they're not having sex, I mean that one might not be more destructive because they're already at the point where they're both like just solely engaged in some kind of like direct emotional kind of thing. I was specifically referring to again like some kind of like extra relationship or extramarital like sexual liaison. Like
but
I don't know.
You seem to frame it as like emotional cheating that involves sex by women, but then you seem to carve it up. That's different for a man's motivation.
Dude, you're like intentionally misunderstanding shit and getting weird right now, Corey.
Other way around. No. I think that like so if we have like a man who like just like steps out on his wife, like Gibbs the person was talking about, right? If you had a guy who steps out on his wife and just goes and bangs a random chick, and then you have a woman who like goes out and bangs a random guy, I think that like in this scenario, the woman has a higher chance of STDs, a chance of getting pregnant, and a higher chance of like becoming emotionally connected or developing feelings or having like an emotional bond with the person that they just went out and fucked, which can compromise their current relationship. I think all three of those things are accurate.
You've never met like just women who cheat on their husbands and just like, you know, they're not gonna leave them or anything. They're just.
It's rare. I'm sure it happens. Hold on, I'm not saying I think it's more rare. It's more rare than men who do that. I think
because there's more of a social stigma on women who cheat, right? There's less of a social stigma on men cheating because.
Well, no,
of
but
this.
it's also women
right? Because
are
of this
just
idea.
like no. It's also women are more like emotional. Come on. Like seriously, and you're gonna roll your eyes at this, but this is true. Ali, look, I'm sure you know this, unlike maybe Prime or Corey, but like, you know, we've had women in the past where we've told them, hey, this isn't like a serious thing. This is just like a thing that we're like just
like I'm a guy's guy.
No. Ali knows what I'm talking about. Like we're buds, but sometimes like we fuck, right? That's kind of all we are.
Yeah.
And like. How often is it the case in those situations that the woman is like falls, develops feelings, and then you got to cut it off, and it's like a really awful situation.
I mean,
every fucking time. Every fucking time.
No, sorry,
never the other way around.
I'm bursting.
The guy doesn't do that.
I don't know about never. And there are guys that get pussy pretty.
I gotta step in now, brother. I'm jumping in now. I can't wait any longer because
don't tie me to this thing. By the way, this is not my take.
First of all, on the pregnancy thing, right? A cheating man can get a third-person woman pregnant, right?
Yeah, but he can keep it secret.
So, like, whatever.
Okay, so he's just
are you kidding me? Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, so
he's got to pay child support. He's got to bring in the kids.
Hold on. But I'm saying it's in terms of disruption to a relationship, which is the thing we were talking about previously, right? Yes, it gets pretty disruptive. If a man cheats
pregnant, it's less than getting
a woman can get pregnant by one guy.
You like
can get multiple girls pregnant,
right? Hold on. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can get multiple girls pregnant. That's another thing. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? I mean, if this guy is a cheater,
that's a good idea.
Around, it does. Right, sorry, I'm just gonna get a introduction. But yeah, you can get multiple.
Prime got that dog in him.
It can be so much more destructive, right? But yeah, I wholly reject this idea. It's worse when a woman does it. Like I think these things are equal. And
you reject everything. Would you deal with any of the arguments that you put forward, or Lactoid did?
I'm hold on. I'm not even talking. I haven't written down anything you said. I only wrote down things Lactoid said. So I don't remember. I don't remember what you said. Lactoid. Okay, thank you.
I don't remember any of your arguments, therefore I'm right.
That's because Prime just thought you were flirting, so he just ignored it.
Yeah.
Listen, can we be honest? Can we just be honest?
I fell into your eyes. I fell into Scott's eyes, and I had no idea. Like time just evaporated. But anyway,
it's the soft blue light filter on these glasses.
I also have another argument. Can I give you my other argument? Because you're really gonna hate this one. I think another reason why it's worse that when women do that is because men, because of their higher sex drive, I think it's like more understandable when it's like, oh, they feel like this compulsion to do it, as opposed to women who don't have that high of a sex drive, and so like they should have more control over it.
That's what I said.
Oh my God!
Thank you for agreeing with me, Lactoid.
No, I'm sorry. I'm listening to these people who
are so funny.
Have like the most. I'm not gonna call you red pill, but you have like the basic red pill idea of like how women work, right? Like one, men have a higher sex drive than women. No, that's not a thing. That's not
scientifically accurate on average.
These 100%. No. These women are taught to. I
don't know the women you guys know.
Please. I'm gonna finish my point. Right?
They don't know how to get.
I want to interview them. I want to have a conversation.
Self-report.
Women are told to be ashamed of their sex drive. Right, but the women love sex too. So like, so I want to put that up aside. Like women have an incredible high sex drive.
It's just less.
And then it's All right, so I'm gonna put that aside just for a second, right?
Why are you just saying things are untrue?
Hold on.
Well, no, you're just saying this isn't true, even though it is. Like it's scientifically shown that men have more sex drive. Yeah, you waited very patiently by not responding to any of my arguments or writing anything down.
You didn't say anything to me. You didn't say anything to me. Holy fuck. You said nothing to me. Any which way, right? Please. So I'm gonna finish my points. All right. Sorry. I wrote down a few things here. One, this idea that men aren't as emotional relationships, right? Like, tell that to women. And when they're dealing with men who've become crazy attached to them, and women, like their whole existence, like, in terms of like managing their safety is managing men's emotions. That's what they actually mean, like trying to feel safe around men, dealing with men with emotional outbursts.
Because men are more violent, not because they're more emotional.
And the way that men express that emotion oftentimes is through anger and violence because they feel safe in doing it that way. That's how they feel safe in expressing themselves, right? But that doesn't mean it's any less destructive. It may not be a blubbering mess necessarily, but men are plenty emotional and get plenty attached. When we're talking about relationships, it happens all the goddamn time.
That's not dealing with the argument at all, dude. Come on.
But also, if you say,
I'm not talking. I don't even know what the fuck you're.
I know you're ignoring all of my talking points to shit on things, and you're straw man.
Oh my god. Okay.
These aren't arguments.
I just gotta serve you because I have no idea what his arguments are.
Pussy.
He just keeps on why don't you talk about my arguments, right? I don't know what your arguments are. Don't talk about my arguments. Make it about me, please. I'm Scott. It has to be about me. It's been 5 minutes. No one said my name. Oh my god, please refocus on to be Scott. Anyway,
is he really just gonna mute me because he can't make a fucking argument?
Of men is the danger for women. It is the danger for women that they're always trying to manage, right? Is men's emotions. So I reject this idea.
He's just straw-manning both of our positions.
And more likely to get attached within the context of cheating. When men get attached to their mistresses all the goddamn time, famously so, right? So many books written about like men getting attached to their mistresses. It happens all the goddamn time. But I think you're just kind of stating, well, we can just.
He's saying, I refuse to engage with any of your arguments because I don't know what any of them are because I wasn't paying attention.
Casual manner, it happens. And then, there are some monogamous cheaters, right?
And then he's just straw-manning the argument completely.
I wouldn't make these blanket statements, right? I wouldn't make them blanket statements about either gender, because I think they are so. They are
and now
so
he's just virtue signaling,
right? They tell you so little that they end up hiding more than they uncover. That men are plenty emotional. Women want sex, right? And want good sex. And oftentimes, and if they're talking about studies, right? You want to talk about studies? Well, we can talk about how women, heterosexual women, are far less likely to have orgasms, right? than other types.
That's my point.
Right?
I orgasm every
time.
Until
they meet me.
But that's not. But I know my friend.
So I'm more likely to get the sexual.
I know my friend
as opposed to women.
I know my friend Lacto must be trolling me because he knows that's different from sexual libido.
I'm not trolling. Women can't even orgasm. Why are they cheating?
You don't know, friend.
But if you say like,
to orgasm,
if you say it's
working
but
at
they
home.
can't, and they know that. So why are they cheating?
We just discovered.
Like you said earlier, they're more emotional. Like if you're saying like the fact that like men's sex drive is higher makes it more understandable for them to cheat. I don't know why we wouldn't also say.
Guys. We don't want to bury the lead here because what he just said, right, displays because this. I thought he must be trolling, but he says he's not trolling, right? So this is why it's good to dig into what do people believe here, right? Lactoid, you think libido is equal to orgasms? You think this is a sign? This is what you just said is that a sign of a woman's lower sexual libido is that they can't even orgasm. That's what you just said.
No. I think that libido and orgasm are different. But
okay.
There is a correlation. Okay, there is a correlation, and I think that in both departments,
what's the correlation?
Both represent a motive.
Women over 35 are horny as fuck.
Hold on, real quick. Both represent like a motivation. Both represent a motivation for sex, right? So like if you have high libido, that can like push you into having sex, and if you have sex every time and you get an orgasm, then you know, there's a reward coming if I go ahead and do it. as opposed to women, which by and large have a lower libido and are less likely to orgasm. So there's like not the immediate physical.
If they're under
reward,
the, if
as
they're in
likely
their
as
20s,
men.
yes.
And they have a lower libido.
If they're in their 20s.
Yeah, well, they're certain age, they want to fuck everything.
I mean, fuck women in their 30s, and you have a great time.
That's just because nobody's giving them attention. That's like
No, it's
literally
because
the
their
reason.
testosterone
No,
goes
dog,
up.
it's because they're horny.
Yeah, it's because they're horny as
Yeah,
fuck, bro.
so it's crazy. It's weird that you're linking these things. You can have a high libido and then never have sex, right? These things aren't linked that way. Now, you can have.
But you're more likely to have sex if you have a high libido.
No. Libido, hold on. Libido is only desire. Hold on. Libido
Yes, and if you have a desire for sex, you're more likely to do
desire
it.
doesn't mean capacity, right? Like you can be fucking in prison. Hold on. You can be in prison and have a high libido. You never fuck anyone.
You're right. You could find somebody in prison with a high libido. I'm saying there's a correlation.
Nobody's fucking in prison. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you can have for any particular situation, for any set of life circumstances, can put you in a position where you can't actually act on it. If you have a desire, a high desire, really would love to, right? But because of your position in life, whatever that might be,
But you're more likely to seek it out, and if you're more likely to seek it out, you're more likely to get it.
Hey, these things are unrelated. They're not related. They're not related, right?
Wanting sex is not related to getting sex at all.
Wanting sex is not related to being able to get sex.
Oh, but are you more likely to pursue sex? Are you more likely to pursue sex?
Right, but wanting to get hold on. Wait, hold on. Wanting sex, wanting sex, and the capacity to have sex are the two necessary elements in order of getting sex.
No.
9 p.m.
Hold on. Just skipping it.
Hey, guys, stop interrupting me. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
You've been talking for 30 minutes. We're trying to understand.
The fucking moderator is mad about being interrupted.
I've been trying to get to this. I've let you guys go, right? So I'm going to finish my point. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Love you. So no, you're misunderstanding when I say capacity. I'm saying capacity to go out and get sex. That's capacity to have sex. It's a separate thing altogether, right? I'm saying capacity to go out to and successfully convince a partner to have sex with you. Right, that's different from the desire to have sex. You could have a bunch of desire, but for whatever reason, right? Maybe you look unfortunate, right? That
I could never
diminishes your capacity. That diminishes your capacity to be able to get sex, to convince the person to have sex with you. Those are two different things, right? And that's also separate.
They're not two different things,
right? Unless you're talking about like maybe
Proud of you, Lactoid. That was a good one.
But they're not two different things. Hold on. This is where you're messing up, right? And this is a big problem. Okay, one, if you desire something, I think we can all agree you're more likely to pursue something, correct? We all agree that.
That's not what I'm asking.
Yes.
That's not what I'm
doesn't matter what you're asking.
But no, it defeats my argument. You're not allowed to say that.
We all agree. Okay. So you're more likely, in general, if you desire something, to pursue it. If you pursue something, you are more likely to learn a skill to acquire that, correct? The more you, just like when you play basketball. If you play basketball and you miss at free throws, and I go and shoot 1,000 free throws, I'm going to eventually get better at shooting free throws than I was when I started at 0. That's a baseline fact. Women
You're also
are the
more
same
likely
way.
to make hoops.
Hold on. In general, right? Now, if I'm desiring sex and I'm pursuing sex, that means I'm going out there and I'm attempting to get sex on a regular basis. Whether or not I succeed, right there means I'm attempting it more, and just by attempting it, the percentage of sex goes up. That's basic math.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. It's statistically done. You're absolutely wrong.
No, it doesn't. Calm down.
It 100% does.
No, it doesn't.
Teaching a pickup course, it definitely does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like
it's literally
people. Hold on. People. No, it's not. Hold on. People have life circumstances that keep them from having sex.
That's a special occurrence. That's literally a special occurrence.
No, it's not a special occurrence. It happens all the goddamn time for all sorts of reasons. Also, some mundane reasons. People are in positions where they can't have sex. Can't have sex.
Name 3.
Sure. Okay.
Other than being handicapped.
No problem. Got you. Your profession, right?
Nope.
What if you're in a profession that you can't go and fuck? What if you are in prison, right?
Prison, you can fuck.
It's all going to be skill issue at the end of the day to him. So
Literally have conjugal visits.
If you have one,
you literally have conjugal visits. You're wrong.
Not all prisons offer conjugal visits, and not all people have access to conjugal visits.
I mean, so once again, those are exceptions within an exception. You're talking about exceptions. I'm talking about the rule.
He's not exceptions. These are very common circumstances, life circumstances people find themselves in, where they can't necessarily do it. What are you talking about, right? Because you have you don't have I don't know, like it's handicap. We can't use that. I don't know. There's other reasons why people can't have them. Yeah, and also yes.
It's a profession. What profession can they not have sex in?
Yeah, sure. When you're a priest, right?
Oh, priests have sex.
If you're not supposed to.
They do.
But if you want to follow the tenets
with who
of your
religion, you don't desire the sex.
Tell us who, Admiral Gibbs. Who are the priests having sex with?
Have circumstances that keep them from doing it, right? You're saying, well, you can just ignore all those circumstances, but people have overriding abilities. People aren't simply their sexual desires. This may not be true for you, Admiral Gibbs, right? But I'm explaining you how other people.
That'd
work.
be funny
so
if I wasn't muted.
Can have overriding desires, right? So you can have a high libido, but you can be in a position where you're like, hey, I've made an oath, and so I'm going to follow that oath, right? Despite my desires, right? They're fucking.
What that's called, you're describing is something called an exception. That's the exception.
That is not an exception. That's not an exception. I'm talking about mundane life circumstances that happen all the time. These are very common examples, right? And there are people who are unfortunate looking for
Mr. Welfare,
and make it extremely difficult for them to do so. So if you can't make that distinction, if you can't understand that, I can't help you, right? I've drawn that up.
Because it's an exception.
It's okay. Okay, you can keep saying that, but I'm going to move on. I don't care anymore. Anyway, and also I want to address this idea that cheating is not destructive if you don't get caught, which multiple people here seem to have said. Which, like, that's crazy.
I didn't say that at all.
That's crazy, right?
I'm
like,
fucking
cheating
muted.
is not destructive at all to a relationship if you don't get caught. So, you mean, like, just because my partner doesn't know I'm doing it, one doesn't mean that a person's behavior doesn't change. I think we can acknowledge that oftentimes happens. And two, that our relationship might be weakening. Like my partner may not know why.
At what point do I just leave?
Weakening, but it can certainly weaken due to those actions, one way or the other. In any case, right? Like I think, well, and other people might disagree with me, and I accept that. That like there is a damage to this pact that is being violated, even if the other person doesn't necessarily realize it. Other people really disagree with me on this one, and I understand that. But like the fact that like, hey, this was, you know, so the
like,
person sharing your life
this point
with you,
he's
and
just
you're
like
keeping this big thing
repeating
from them,
what I
right?
said,
and making them look like a fool, honestly, right? Like I think that in
breaking your
itself
contract.
is damaging. But like other people might feel differently about that, and yeah. So I'd love to hear what other people have to say.
Wait, Lactoid. Well, I mean, I don't think Scott feels the same, but Lactoid, it can't be not as bad if a guy does it right. If contracts are supreme, all that, so on and so forth. If you're in a relationship with someone, you made a contract, and you're breaking that contract behind someone's back, just because you don't get caught breaking a contract doesn't mean you're not morally as culpable, right?
Well, hold on. It was Gibbs' opinion that it's not bad if you don't get caught. I think it's bad. I think it's.
You don't think it's as bad though?
I just don't think it's as bad because the likelihood
Well, I'm
of
saying
damage
if you know,
less.
if at the end of the day, you know, contract is God.
No, it's bad. I'm right.
No,
it's bad.
It's super. You're breaking a contract, which you hate.
Yes, I agree. It is bad. It's bad to break contracts. But when you if there's a harm that's associated with breaking the contract that's more significant or a higher risk of harm, it can make that breaking even worse than it otherwise would be, right?
Wait, why did you say it was more likely for the woman to get an STD? And the pregnancy thing doesn't really work because I can get more girls
statistics
from
the last time he was spurging the fuck out.
Men have more STDs than women?
No, statistically, women are more likely to get an STD on a per sex encounter or per sex basis than men are. Because
so then, like, so then
differences.
wouldn't it work that like if I'm a guy having sex with a woman and women are more likely to get STDs, that I'm also then vice versa more likely to get STDs? Why?
No,
I'm fucking all these women that are getting STDs.
Well, hold on.
Well, first of all, I'm not, but like I'm just, you know. For the sake of the argument.
I know, I hear you. If you're having sex with women who have STDs, you're more likely to get an STD. And
This
so I
panel
think that,
brings
like,
down
you cheat on
Gibbs and your
wife
channel down?
with a girl that you know has
I
an
don't
STD.
think
This
so.
is really bad.
I think
You
you're
cheat
just
on your
like
wife
really
with,
mad
like,
for some
even
reason about the
unprotected.
panel
Like that's
topics.
worse than I think being protected while cheating on your wife. Even though both are bad.
This is a dip into the
So you have to,
normie
like, take a
space.
survey
You know
to
what I mean?
figure
It
out,
gets
like,
me
you
on
know,
Twitch.
No.
really
You just
how
have to,
bad
It gives
each
me
person's
something
cheating is.
consistent to
No,
do on
well,
Mondays.
Yeah, if you want to calculate
If I
kinda,
had like
exact,
more
badness
people
ratio,
answering my
I guess you
DMs and
could.
shit,
But you don't
maybe
have
if I
to
had
do that.
better
You could just say, like,
opportunities.
we
This
generally
allows
know
me
that,
to
women are more likely to get
put myself
STDs
out
for
there to
sexual
Lactoid's
encounters
audience,
because
Gibbs
of, like,
audience.
physical differences between
You
men
know,
and women.
non-fun has a bit of an audience.
And you
Prime
generally
has a
know,
little
like,
bit of an
you know,
audience.
this is across the board. This is generally true, and so therefore, like,
So it's
unless,
less
like,
about like
all else equal.
oh, this is
it
such great
generally
quality
worse when
content.
women cheat. That doesn't mean that in every case it's worse when women cheat. You can imagine, like, I think a guy who cheats on a girl that he knows has like HIV.
It's
This
just
is
kind of
much
part of the game.
worse
Also,
than,
if I had never been on
cheating,
this
like,
panel,
if
I
a
never would have been
woman
on
cheats
Tim
with a
Pool.
guy that doesn't have an ASTD, right? This is
Right, like it was
the
Doobie
guy
and
doing it
Prime
is much
Guys that like connected me
I
and got
just
me
want
to
to
Tim
add, by the
Pool.
way, I just looked up some interesting things since you know we're here in the United States.
Your
U.S.
Bing searches are crazy.
So there's
US
a bit of a
percentages
networking thing there too.
People that have been to prison and will go to prison in their lifetime is 5% of the population, and the number of people that are priests is 0.01% in the United States. So we have less than 0.502%. Of the population. That's an
That's
exception.
not how that
Prime.
works.
That is not the norm. The norm is if you go out and you try to do something, the more likely it is that it's going
Yeah,
to occur.
they're all
Like, if
mad
I go
about
out
the
and I
panel
wanna buy
topics, so they
Coke,
had to take
it's
away
more
their
likely
like.
that if I have the desire and I decide to do it, I'm gonna go looking for it. Then I will find someone to sell me
Yeah,
a thing
that's-
of Coke.
that's how
And if
all
I go
panels
home,
are,
I
so-
stay home
drug
and
addicts more likely to do drugs
Sure.
than non-drug addicts,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
It's just-
hold on. You again, you're confusing my entire point. The capacity to do something, right? You could say you might be able to slightly increase that capacity, but it doesn't mean that you will necessarily succeed. You're saying you'll increase your chances of doing it, right? That you will practice doing it, and hopefully it'll happen. But that doesn't mean it'll actually fucking happen. In any case, it doesn't matter. These things are different. These things aren't synonymous. So I'm drawing that distinction, and it's weird that this is the thing that you guys are focusing on.
It's a bad distinction
because
like we know it's fundamentally not true.
It's like if literally,
I'm more likely to get hit by a car by just leaving the
I don't care. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
this
go
is
like down like
particularly bad, though. I'll give you
I
that.
did the thing with you. I already had the discussion with you, right? We can move on from there. But
I'm just glad I
does anyone else
understand
wanna
that you
jump in?
described the exception. That's what we needed. 5.02.
It's not an exception.
It's
It's
an
common life
exception.
circumstances.
No, it's-
But sorry,
it's not
go
common
ahead,
life
Ali. Go ahead.
I just want to say that the reason it's worse why women cheat versus men because it's happening to me and they're just women. So like if they're cheating on men and they cheat on me, that's way worse. I just don't like that. I'm very selfish in this regard. And then now, Scott, since you've been muted, I like the mustache. Your Lebanese is coming in. If you just grow it out a little bit more and twirl it more, you'll be full Lebanon. Okay, right from Baalbek. We appreciate it.
Let's
there we
bring
go.
in Scott if you'd like to add something.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to add something after fucking muting me for 20 minutes because I was critiquing how you weren't addressing any actual arguments and getting off topic. Even though you're supposed to be a moderator.
Nice.
How dare you
but
not
yeah,
address
so
it? I didn't
so
know.
yeah, he just if you ignore all the arguments, then you don't actually have to address them. So there's a couple of problems, Prime Guys. Like I'm mostly with you on this latter point because the conversation shifted because you muted me so long because you're a pussy. But I am mostly with you on this latter point, right? That obviously the capacity for women to cheat, regardless of skills, is by and large going to be more than men. That being said, there is, the problem with doing demographic data and looking is that you have to make generalities, right? And so the individual differences vary a lot here, right? Because like if you're talking about like a wealthy man that's in shape, that's attractive and charismatic, his ability to get pussy is better than any woman's ability to be able to get with a man. Period. If you're in like the top 10% of men, like, and it's because of the very thing that Admiral Gibbs was arguing, right? Is because you went out, you practiced. Whereas women, they tend to have to wait. Obviously, a woman could like be super raunchy and like go to a bar and like lower their standards and just get a random dude, right? But men that are particularly, you brought up red pill podcast stuff, particularly high value, right? They live in a completely different world than most men. And so that complicates things. But for the most part, I understand what you're saying, right? This idea that it's worse to cheat from a female perspective because it's easier to cheat doesn't necessarily compute along every male's perspective. And I'm not just saying individual differences may vary in the sense of like they're outliers, but like there's a good 10% of men out there where it's actually way easier for them to cheat than most men, including even the top 10% of women, because those women can often be unapproachable in a way that, like, because of the dynamic of who approaches whom. Now, that being said, earlier in the conversation, what I was critiquing you on was, when you were virtue signaling heavy instead of making an argument, and you were talking about this concept of men are emotional and women have to protect themselves by managing men's emotions. This was a complete nonsense thing that never should have been said, because it didn't address the arguments that myself and Lactoid and others had put forward in any way, shape, or form, because it has absolutely nothing to do with the basis of when women cheat, they tend to have a more emotional aspect to that cheating, and that they tend to distance themselves from their partner, and that they tend to be looking for an escape from their relationship, and or a backup plan, or they have mentally already severed themselves from the relationship and they're putting themselves on the market to see what their options are. That this is the process that myself and Lactoid were talking about. And then you just went, but aren't men dangerous? Aren't blah, 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 feminist talking points that have absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever, which I think is an extremely bad faith way to address that conversation. And you should probably apologize for it. Secondly,
yeah, I'll never apologize to you, but oh, sorry. I didn't.
And then the next one.
Go ahead.
Well, sorry. I was just muted for like 25 minutes, and you said so much bullshit. I'm trying to get through it all.
I thought you were done. You can continue,
right.
and I'll handle you afterwards.
I am glad that you didn't do a mea culpa, and you tried to like kind of run from it, but you did eventually concede to the idea that all of the science supports the fact that higher testosterone levels in men mean that women do not have as high a libido and sex drive as others, and that's kind of what brought us to this second point that I think is silly. But I would like us also to address this counter argument that you and Sociologic brought up, which is may be true, may not. The evidence isn't necessarily clear that like women in their 30s, mid 30s, late 40s especially have a higher sex drive.
Anecdotally speaking, that's 100% true. So I don't even.
Yeah, that's not how that works. But it is true. It is true that as men's testosterone levels lower, that may be the future, right? That is. I could very well potentially see that being the future with Gen Z.
No,
because
like
sea levels are going.
The past like 10 years.
No. I know what your argument was. I was giving the devil his due in the sense that may be true in the future, and that gap is narrowing in that domain. But most of the research that we have shows that even in the peak of their sex drive, they still tend to have lower libido than men in the same age category. I don't think it's super relevant to the morality of cheating per se, but it is just false that science proves that we're wrong when the science actually supports that opinion. And you were just saying, "No, you're wrong," as a dismissal instead of dealing with that argument and its implications.
So I didn't say anything about testosterone. I don't know anything about that last argument. So I'm gonna. But
that's the mechanism that most highly correlates with libido and sex drive.
Sure, but you're saying that like I gave away some points based on testosterone. I didn't say anything about that.
That's not what I said.
In any case, okay. So the thing that I wanted to address was the other point about like the danger, right? The point of me bringing that up wasn't to discuss how men are dangerous. The point of bringing that up was to say that men are emotional. Men indeed are emotional in these situations.
Right, which isn't a counter argument. Hold
on, let me finish. I waited for you to finish, right? So the point was that men are indeed emotional. what Lactwood was saying previously, and maybe you said it as well, but again, I didn't pay attention to what you were saying previously, so I don't know what you said. But if this was your point, then I'll address it as well. That men are less emotional than women, right? Is that incorrect, Lactwood? Was that what you said previously? Men are less emotional than women?
Yeah, on average, they tend to be less emotional. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Less
saying
neurotic,
that
especially.
right,
but that's not dealing with the mechanism of the argument.
I don't know. Hold on. To be clear, I didn't say anything about neuroticism, and I have no idea there, so I'm just going to leave that part alone.
The only emotion in lactoids word is negative emotion, and so if you score less on neuroticism, must mean that you have less emotions. Yeah, that totally logically follows.
Yeah. Men. So my point was to show that men are indeed emotional. We as a society process that differently, right? But these are just as destructive. We're talking about like emotions relating to relationship, right? In terms of like a needlessly attachment, right? Or obsessive attachment, or just like falling in love, or jealousy. Jealousy, I guess, is what I'm looking for. I'm sure there's a few others, right? But like these emotions, these negative emotions, when dealing with relationships, men feel all those things too. All those things happen, but they aren't expressed the same way. And we're told that men are just simply less emotional. They are emotional. They simply express that in a different way, and oftentimes a dangerous way. That was the point. Not that
right, but it doesn't deal with the mechanism of the argument. Right, the argument is when discussing cheating and why women cheat, or how the cheating tends to be different compared to men and women, right? Is that it is more likely that men are capable of compartmentalizing the sexual relationship as just sex, and that women are more likely to form emotional attachments to the people that they're having sex with, and that they're more likely to have already checked out of the relationship. They're more likely to be looking for a backup or looking for an escape from the relationship, and that the relationship is falling apart in that domain. And this is part of the destructive aspect of cheating in that domain. So what your argument is kind of like, it's kind of like me saying, like, I think it's bad that, car insurance rates are higher for men because they get in car accidents while speeding. And then you are saying, why are you saying that women don't get into car accidents? And it's like, I'm not. There's a mechanism and a specific thing we're talking about. And then you're just taking an aspect of that and then making points about that aspect that doesn't pertain to the argument.
So I don't understand how I didn't directly address that mechanism. So you're saying that men are better at compartmentalizing. I'm saying that, right, that like there is an idea that men some sort of mastery of your emotions that women don't have, right? And an aspect of that, but
that's not the argument.
I'm sorry, I like you keep saying that, but like I'm like using the words, right? Like so.
You're using the words to say something entirely different, irrelevant thing.
Did you not just say that men have a greater ability to compartmentalize when cheating, right? Compartmentalize.
I wouldn't call it ability per se, but yes, they're more likely to do so. Yes.
They're more likely to do so. So you're saying they're more likely
to have more the
ability to do so.
They're more likely to seek sex for sex's sake, as opposed to gain an emotional or romantic relationship or test the market outside of the relationship. Whereas women are more likely to seek because their man is like not doing the things they used to do, or that they feel some void, or for whatever reason, to seek an emotional attachment to bond with another person, which becomes more destructive towards the relationship itself because they're seeking a new partner or new options. They're running from the relationship. They're killing the relationship.
A separate argument, right? So like I got to get you guys down because yes. So let me handle one thing at a time. So whatever side. You're saying compartmentalize. Compartmentalize, and maybe we have to get on page here. What does compartmentalize mean? It means like you're going to engage in an activity, right? But then you can mentally separate that rather than getting emotionally attached to things or bringing that into other parts of your life, right? You can separate this, you can isolate this, and this takes a certain mastery of emotions to do so. You can and then you can.
Is it mastery of emotions, or is it just a tendency because of what it is that you are seeking? I'm not necessarily saying men have this skill to go and to compartmentalize in a way that women just never could. Though that may be true, that's not the argument that I'm making. The argument that I'm making is that when men are cheating, more often than not, they're just looking for sex. They're just looking for a wild night out and then to go back to the relationship. When women are cheating, they're very often looking for someone to give them a romantic relationship and to fill their emotional needs in a way that their spouse isn't. And that men don't tend to cheat in that same way. And because of this, that is more likely to destroy the relationship. And the reason that's more likely to destroy the relationship is because the woman is seeking separation. She's seeking a different partner. She's seeking to get out of the relationship. The man is not seeking to leave the relationship. He's not seeking to get a different partner to be in a relationship with. He's seeking a nut and then to go back. And I'm not saying it's moral. I'm not saying it's good. I'm talking about purely from the likelihood of it to destroy the relationship. One is in and of itself an attempt to destroy the relationship, and the other is an attempt to potentially keep a secret and go get something that you feel that you're missing. And these are wildly different in terms of destroying a relationship.
I know you're not trying to moralize this, but what Lactoid said specifically, and this is why I wanted to do one at a time with these things. Lactoid specifically, which is what the thing I wrote down and what I was responding to, is that guys are less emotional. You said that, correct?
It's a throwaway line away from the argument, right, Lactoid? Or am I misunderstanding?
It's not. Okay.
So can I say something? So two things.
Sure.
Well, I guess three things. First of all, can you guys hear like a hum in the background on my end? Is it like particularly annoying?
Very slightly of a hint of it.
I heard like something like a TV on in another room or something.
That's fine.
It's okay. I'm boiling my feet right now. The second thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
I'm just like this is like factually correct based on all my intuitive knowledge, which is always right unless disproven. And I just quickly found a couple sources of links to some studies that I posted in the group chat. I mean,
a study? Or a Forbes article is a study?
A Forbes article links to a study. It says a study published in Psychology.
I want to clarify. Are you posting studies or are you posting articles that link to studies?
I'm posting an article of Forbes, which, by the way, is a pretty well-known magazine.
But that's not a study. That is not a study.
Okay, if the Forbes article has a study linked in it, and that study, according to the Forbes article, states that while men cheat primarily for sexual reasons, one of the key reasons why women cheat has to do with filling an emotional void. Another study linked from WebMD, which again was also a study within WebMD, specifically states that men are more likely to cite sexual motivations for infidelity and are less likely to fall in love with an extramarital partner. Women tend to have an emotional connection with their lover and are more likely to have an affair because of loneliness, as opposed to just, like Scott said, just trying to get a nut. This is like, again,
this is a well-known phenomenon in psychology and sexology.
I am not disputing the motivations or the primary. I agree on those. That all tracks with what I know as well. But the conclusion that you draw of therefore women are more emotional, that just does not logically follow. That is not borne out. Anything that you post there, anything that you said there, does not back up that argument.
I'll find data on that too.
The entire women are more emotional seems like a complete aside to try and avoid the argument that is being put forward, which is why women cheat and why men cheat and what is more destructive to the relationship.
If Lactoid is willing to concede that he doesn't matter about that point and he actually has it's no bearing to anything that he says, then he should concede that. But I'm not disputing all the primary motivations, but I will dispute that claim. Absolutely.
Exactly. That's the claim that I'm disputing. I'm disputing that guys are less emotional. And for because he added that to the argument. Now, if he's saying that doesn't matter, and he is maybe he spoke incorrectly, well, then I can withdraw my point.
Then he has to apologize.
And he has to apologize. But
he doesn't have to apologize for your fucking trying to run from the argument by picking apart one thing that you think you can prove.
So you can stop trying to say that and knock that shit off. So, but anyway,
why it's true.
Lactoid. Knock it off, dude. Lactoid.
No.
Do you? Okay, I'm gonna meet you. right? So get the handle.
All right, if you're gonna mute me twice in a row, I'm just gonna leave.
Thank you. Shut the
Don't
fuck
worry,
up.
Scott's a man. He's not emotional.
He's not emotional about it. He won't get upset. Don't worry, right? He'll deal with cold logic. He'll realize that like this is what happens when he doesn't fuck up when I ask him to. But anyway,
I'm just gonna leave. There's no point me staying if I'm gonna be muted the entire night. You already muted me for 20 fucking minutes, and then you're gonna fucking as soon as I like he tries to bitch me into like that's no like at that point like I'm out. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like literally I'm not allowed to debunk when you make bad arguments, and then I have to like fucking apologize for it. Like you're a moderator. Moderate. Instead, you just mute anybody that disagrees with you. Like, come on. Like, hit me up next week. I can't help but remember the therapist from Dear John. Are there any sexual problems? It's like at a certain point, like you're just being ridiculous. Like I don't mind being muted if I'm like yelling a bunch and being disruptive. Like I get that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like control the room. You gotta like, you know what I mean? You have to control the conversation. You have to make sure that it flows. You know, but if you're just gonna fucking mute me because I debunk you and then you tell me like, no, you stop that. Like, it's like, no, you're running from the fucking argument. I explained it. And then you just restated your bullshit thing where you attacked the concept of like men are emotional to completely avoid the argument. Fucking Corey Campbell lost power, apparently. What? I just saw a chat and I thought it was like him DMing me, and it just goes, I lost power somehow. BRB. I didn't lose power. Yeah, no, like this is a particularly egregious version of it, to the point where it's just like, I'm not going to stick around if you're not going to respect me at all. If you're going to run from arguments and give me this bullshit. Unfortunately, I was hoping for the lab grown meat discussion. I don't know that I can, like, I'm not going to do a presentation on lab grown meat. Like, I have some arguments. But everyone was all mad about the lab grown meat thing. They were like, dude, like, this is like, why are you doing this? This is a dumb thing. Where's my list of backup shit? Where you at? Do I want to get into like a reaction or something, or do we just want to fucking save it for tomorrow? I'm talking to ZX Crack tomorrow for a little while, and I don't have like a really long video to react to. I just have hatred of British people. I do have plenty of those. I've got more for tomorrow. Oh, dude, I hate the Brits. I hate the Brits now. All right, boys. Lab meat will lead to John Carpenter's thing? What? You talking like which John Carpenter film are we talking about? Like, oh, The Thing. You think The Thing is going to show up? My Irish side is rising. Oh, because I did an Irish exit. No, dude, it's bullshit. Like, I'm not just gonna be consistently muted for fucking calling out, dodging arguments when you're supposed to be the moderator. Yeah, no, I got it. The movie The Thing now. It's been so long since I've seen it, but like I remember the thing that fucked me up the most was like because I kind of watched it, maybe as like a kid or like a teenager, but like it's so crazy how much movies have changed, because I remember that like hot coat hanger or whatever in the petri dish and the blood jumping out, like scaring me so much. It was such a tense scene, and now you see stuff like that and you're just like, this is boring. Like, this isn't like, I'm so desensitized. I don't know if it's adulthood or just like the evolution of the entertainment industry and movies and things like that, but it's just like, I'm so like, you got to do so much more to scare or shock me or anything like that. Though I will say John Carpenter's They Live is still fucking a goated movie. Wait, what happened? well, fucking Prime muted me for like 10, 20 minutes. I don't even fucking know how long it is. I gotta like go back and look to see how long. He muted me for like a long fucking time. And then I came back to showcase why I was very lightly interrupting his bullshit because he was just droning on and not dealing with arguments while being a moderator. And was like, dude, what the fuck? You, what are you doing? And then he just said like, oh, well, I didn't listen to any of your arguments. I didn't listen to your arguments. So that's why I'm not addressing any of them. I just didn't care to listen. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to present yourself as a moderator and the person and debating within the panel, and then you're just going to go, oh, I didn't listen to anything you said. And then you're going to mute me because I'm saying that you're putting up bullshit arguments because you're droning on and just virtue signaling and not dealing with the arguments that were put forward. Then you mute me. Then I come back. I address those things. I explain how this argument is like not relevant to what is being discussed. And then you just just consistently restate the fact that, or just restate your argument that is dealing with are men or women more emotional. No science or anything, just feminist talking points that have nothing to do with the actual argument being put forward. I'm like, yeah, that's cowardly. Like you're running from the argument. And then he muted me again just because he didn't like that I was calling him out. Because he wanted to fucking, he wanted to put me in check. Let me know my place is that you don't do that to me. Get the fuck out of here. Prime self-reporting, not being able to get any while having high libido and everyone not validating him. I don't know about all that. Somebody who does clips needs to get to the bit where Scott does the horse riding. I did. That was me. That was me trying not to interrupt him, but also showcasing that he's white knighting right now. And that was before I was muted, by the way. It was because he was just saying white knight talking points instead of fucking actually making an argument against making a counter argument. Well, the problem is, Scott, he doesn't know how to manage your male emotions, and the mute button is his way to feel safe. It's a late. Y'all are meaner than I am. I was just like, all right, I'm not dealing with this shit. This is fucking gay. I didn't come here to be muted and to have somebody not fucking deal with my arguments. At a certain point, it's just why am I, if I'm just going to be muted every time I call out a bad argument, I'm just going to leave. So what now? I'm going to stream tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't want to get into anything too heavy because it's already 9:30 at night. I'm probably just going to, we'll probably just get out of here in a minute and see you guys tomorrow. Maybe Prime has British ancestors. Maybe. I think he's Haitian. But if he does have white ancestors, it's probably French, which is arguably worse than British ancestors. Oh, it was for white knighting and not gish galloping. It was a double. It was a double entendre. Liquid Zulu collab tomorrow. I mean, Liquid Zulu usually needs time to set up anything because he's on British people time. But I feel like I should probably DM him tonight just to see if he's willing to talk about whether or not it is appropriate to be xenophobic to all British people running to America. I think that'd be a fun topic. Should we hate the British? And then just talk about those things from his. That's actually a great idea. I'm going to DM Liquid Zulu after stream. And see if he wants to schedule a time to talk about it. I just think it'll be a fun meme stream, you know? The fact that Prime K's acted like a dumbass, to you show he's never, I'm sure he's had relationships before. Relax. In fact, he kind of got canceled for one, which I was always on his side on that. I was like, dude, this is just two normal, weird people in DMs. There's nothing bad about this. But you and Liquid Zulu should do a show. I like watching you two talk. I mean, if Liquid Zulu wanted to do something regular or something, I'd be more than happy to do something with him. I don't want to make him feel like I'm leeching off them, but our times don't really match up. So like if we did do something, it'd have to probably be like weekends, like a Saturday morning show that's like night for him and morning for me. And then it would have to be like only every other weekend or something. But I wouldn't be averse to that. Yeah, Dylan never really had to own up to that one. Yeah, he was just spouting lies and bullshit from some girl that was using it. He just kind of like, he had the clout, so he just kind of got away with it. Yeah, I just got irritated hearing Prime talk. My bad, LOL. He wasn't making any sense, and he was losing the argument when you started rebutting his points. Yeah, I mean, like he was just saying, he was spouting nonsense. I think the topic just got sensitive or something. Sometimes people get emotional, especially when it comes to like things that are like misogyny coded or something. All right, boys. So here's the deal. I'm going to talk to ZX Crack tomorrow, but I don't really have a lot of content planned per se. And I'm going to DM Liquid Zulu, see if maybe we can like set something up for this Saturday or Sunday. A video react with him would be cool, like ones you used to do with Praxpin. Man, yeah, I haven't talked to Praxpin in a while. That is somebody I'm so bad at collabing with other ANCAPs. Fucking Praxpin's cool. We have some disagreements on some shit, but yeah, no, I'm gonna DM Liquid Zulu. But if there's some video that you guys want me to react to tomorrow, put it in the Discord. Put it in like media recommendations or something. Join the Discord, and because I think it'd be fun. But I just had like a super busy weekend because normally on Saturdays I'm like reaching out to like get interviews and stuff while I have the kids with me because I'm not doing a whole lot. But the weird thing is because I've gotten healthier with my diet and I have way more energy and I'm not sick all the time from not understanding my disease. Now I'm doing shit with the kids on Saturday. Like we drove all the way to the beach and like went on fishing charter and we'll just put it in the Discord. I'm not going to fucking remember from group chat. And so like I was driving to the beach and I went fishing on like a charter boat with like my dad, and then we like came back driving from the beach and like I stayed there. So like I just didn't have time to like really like reach out for a bunch of interviews and stuff. Just got here. What are your thoughts? I'm just leaving because I dipped out of the panel because he muted me twice because his ego, I guess, couldn't fucking handle it tonight. Because I was just like, no, this is a bad faith bullshit argument. And he was like, you stop that. And I was like, no, I'm not going to take back what I said. What I said is true. And then he muted me again. I'm like, all right, I'm not sticking around to be muted the whole stream. So we didn't get to the topic at hand. Yeah, I mean, like, mute me once when I'm being disruptive. I get that. Mute me a second time. It's just, like, at that point, like, why am I here? You don't respect me at all, and you don't respect the position as a moderator. I'm sure I got under his skin tonight or whatever. It's fine. I'm not taking it personally. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit around and just farm content by saying nothing. That's not what I do. I'm not one of those people that sits in the corner and doesn't say anything and lets somebody else, like, handle the fucking panel. I'm there to argue for libertarian philosophy, objectivism, anarcho-objectivism, and my personal philosophy, right? Like, that's what I'm there for. And if I can't do that because we're not vibing or whatever, then I'm out. You should have done a gaming stream today for Warhammer 40K. It's so random. Also, I'm bad at games. I didn't have anything halal to eat while you farm is the problem. Yeah, I don't have any, I'm bad at games, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm okay at games that require strategy. You know what I mean? Like, but like, or like, I can build a good build. That's what I like to do in games. Is like build a build that nobody thought of. That's why I really enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. I've had a lot of fun on Cyberpunk now that I got it, I waited till it went on sale. And I can play those games at the highest difficulty without any problems because I find weird ways to break the game. But yeah. So no thoughts on Trump forcing chip makers to deposit revenue directly into the treasury. Dude, what do you mean no thoughts? We had a whole fucking conversation about it. getting off dialysis, so I'll be back. Oh, brother. Oof. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were struggling with that, man. How good am I at Civ 5? I've never played Civ 5. I have Civ 6. And I like casually play on like the Prince difficulty. Like I don't play it on a super hard difficulty. Mostly because I like to play at standard speed, and like I don't like to think that hard about every single action. Like, could I play it at a higher difficulty? Probably. But in order to do that, I would have to like really think about what I'm doing, really like map out where I'm going to put my campus or holy site or you know what I mean? Like, and really like build stuff super hardcore to make sure I'm optimizing, and like, that would just take me like 6 hours to get through a game if I thought at that level, right? So I'm not like those people that can just be like, blip, 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 blip. Yeah, that's where that stuff goes. Like, Civ 5 is better. I mean, maybe. I own Civ 6, and I own a lot of the DLCs and shit. You're probably right that Civ 5 is better. Civ 6 is just the one I own. And then you know what I mean? So I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have like a huge Steam library of a ton of shit, but I like Civ 6 when I'm doing something else is another thing too. Like I don't like to play Civ and just play the game. I like to like watch a movie or something on another screen and then play Civ. But yeah, Yoshi, like I don't know exactly your situation, so I don't want to comment to it too much, but you know, I hope shit's going well for you, brother. You've been around a long time. I don't want to lose you. Look how low of viewers I have. I need all the viewers I can get. All right? I selfishly really, really want you to do better. You should host a Monopoly stream? Like the board game? Or like, I guess there's probably a computer game version of it. I feel like that's dumb. But I also feel like there's kind of some cheeky fun to the fact that an ANCAP is like playing the landlord game. That is kind of funny. For a minute or two. But but yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter or X or Zitter, whatever you want to call it. If you're in the Discord, DM me or at me, or, you know, put in media recommendations, some shit you want me to react to. Cause like I've got a bunch of little clips for tomorrow and I'm talking to somebody, but like, I don't know. I just didn't have time this weekend to find like the big hour-long video that everybody's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. If there's anything you guys want my opinion on, I'm also going to DM Liquid Zulu because I do think it'd be fun to do a stream with him about hating the British. Because Liquid Zulu is quote unquote one of the good ones. All right, but I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. What time is it? I think I'm talking to ZX Christ, said 6 p.m. Central, which would be what, 7 p.m. Eastern? So we'll probably start around like 6 or 5:30, and then whatever. One of Rob Noor's mods is running D&D. You could get into that. Send me the details. Because I don't want to DM fucking Dungeons and Dragons anymore. It's too fucking much to be a streamer and be a DM. Because like I like to do a lot of fucking world building, and I like to do like my own systems and things like that. And it's just like it's a lot to do like a weekly D&D game. Like I've done campaigns where I've like where I've built an entire world, and you know, like I don't like to do like books. I mean, to be fair, I did run I've run books before, but I prefer not to. But if I can be a player, I can have a lot more fun, and it's a lot easier to be a streamer and do stuff like that. So yeah, Fabian, since you hate but like he runs, you could play. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. DM Silver Ogre, please DM me the details. I'll reach out maybe if he wants to do something. Fabian, since you hate, is it 5th edition or is it? So long as it's not 4th edition, I don't really fucking care. Like I actually prefer 3rd or 3.5. I haven't played 3.5 in a long time, but I do prefer it. 2nd edition and D&D, I don't want to play D&D Advanced, but I'm fine playing a 2nd edition. I prefer 3rd or 3.5 I'm not playing 4th edition. And I'll tell you what I really want to play. Hold on. This is the shit I really want to fucking play. Like, I want to play this shit so bad. But I cannot find people. So I would have to DM it. And, like, I've never run this system. So DMing it as a fresh player is, like, a lot for me. Right? Like, I really wish I could find someone that's done this before. But this is my favorite fucking D&D-like thing ever. This is Drakensong or the Dark Eye. Why do I have random? I don't even know whose fucking characters these are. So I have somebody's random fucking character sheets in here. Fucking okay. But anyways, this is a German like kind of version of D&D, and there's a game you can buy. It's on Steam or whatever. It's dated, right? But it runs the system fairly closely. But this is the coolest shit ever. It's like D&D on steroids in terms of like how much math there is and how realistic it is. Like magic and divine magic is like really rare and costly. But like just and like you can take character flaws during character creation so that you can get more points for things. Like it's really, really detailed. So let me find there's like a fuck ton of backgrounds. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Skill checks. Hold on. I've got tabs. Hero creation. Here we go. So like you have experience and you get like adventure points, right? But like you choose a culture. Where is it at? Right. So like just cultures is one of the things you pick. So like Cyclopean, Eurasian, Maraskan, Mahadanistani, Midden Realmer, Mohan, these, like all of these are different cultures. And all of them come with an AP cost and like different skills that you're added. And like everything is basically point buy. But like here's just a summary of advantages and disadvantages, costs and prerequisites. Here's a whole list. And then here's the next one. Like these are all the different things you can pick, right? So for example, you can do annoyed by minor spirits. You must have the advantage spellcaster. And these are disadvantages that'll gain you points. You can pick a bad habit. You can pick bad luck, 1 through 3. You can blind yourself. You can make yourself colorblind. You can make yourself deaf. You can make yourself fat. You must have the disadvantage slow. So you can pick slow and then pick fat and make like a slow fat character. Night blind. You cannot have the disadvantage blind. Misfortune. There's like a whole bunch of different things you can pick so that you can get more points and be like, oh, I want improved regeneration shit. It's a really complicated and fun system. Like you have to do math, for example, when you're an archer on like, you have like different things that add to your skill checks, like based upon how windy it is, based upon whether or not your target is moving, and based upon elevation. It's a super nerdy fucking version, but it's like it treats it like a real world. I think Drakensong Online, I don't know if I've seen that one. There's a Drakensong thing. I don't know, maybe I haven't looked into the online. But I just really would love the fucking... And like when you do languages, Mr. Welfare, please read my pub chat. Sorry, typo. Fabian, since you hate the Brits, some people I heard there was a story where school children were writing Valentine cards to immigrants in Birmingham. Dude, it's every day, dude. It's every day. There's some psycho fucking story from England. But yeah, one of the cool things too is like, you can spend points to be able to speak a language, but then you can spend more points to be able to speak it fluently. Then you can spend more points to be able to read and write it. And then there's like 3 different levels of your ability to read and write the language. So like you can pick a language and be like, I can kind of speak it. I can get by. Or you can pick a language and be like, no, I'm fluent in that language and I can read and write in that language. So depending on how many points you spend, maybe you can speak it if you go to that area, but you can't like, if we find a secret note in that language, you don't really know how to read and write that. You don't have the ability to read it. But yeah, Drakensong is cool as fuck. And I would love to find somebody to DM it. But I just don't have the time or the ability to do something that detailed for the first time. Like I would do it if I could be a player first and get used to the system. But yeah, I'm going to hop out of here. Join the Discord. At me in the Discord if there's something you want me to react to tomorrow. And I'll definitely get to it. And we'll talk to ZX Crack and some stuff like that. I'm going to DM Liquid Zulu, see if we can set something up for Saturday or Sunday. Enemy Charlie said she wanted to talk to me, but I think she was on vacation or something. Because she was like, oh, I'm gone for like 4 days. I'll get back to you. And we'll do that. There's another person that said they wanted to talk to me and then hasn't gotten back to me. There's a couple of people that have left me on red. But the big person I'm really trying to get hasn't. I don't want to announce it until I have a date. And I don't want to like shit on them. So Deutschland Dragons, neat. Yeah, it's super cool. I'm gonna hop out of here, boys. It's Monday anyways after having the kids. I was already fucking tired and I ate some fucked up spinach. My patience for bullshit today is low. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably around 6, maybe 5:30. Stay tuned, be in the Discord, and you'll see.